late. They started early. I know. That's why we're behind. He said they're going to start at 10 after 1. All right, 20 seconds. Okay. Hello and welcome to Rowan University for Championship Weekend. Mike Gill and Steve Parker here at Rowan to bring you this this South Jersey Group 2 state final between Cedar Creek and West Deptford. West Deptford, Steve, will have the football moving left to right to start the action off here in the Group 2 championship.
Nothing fancy. Gerald Owens, their big fullback, 1,000-yard runner, gets the ball first down, pick up 2 yards.
Hildman under center for West Deptford. He fakes a little inside handoff to Cornelius, and Cornelius is stopped and met short of the 40-yard line. And you see the Cedar Creek sideline in their first Group 2 championship. They are pumped up.
Yeah, Mike, this is a Delaware wing tee that they run so well up here at West Deptford. That side was the inside cross they call when they go back to the weak side. Cedar Creek scouted very well. Good job defensively there.
So they'll break the huddle on 3rd down and 6. Ball at the 40-yard line. Hildman hands it off on a sweep around the near side and pushed out of bounds at about the 45-yard line is Connor Smith. And it looks like the Pirates have held. And here comes a West Deptford punt, you would assume. We'll see. It's actually going to be 4th and about 2. Maybe a long 1, a short 2, and the punt unit comes on.
Well, you'll see West Deptford, Mike. There you had a 3rd and about 6. Those teams have the passing down for them, not for West Deptford. They're going to run the ball. They're like 90-95% of the time from that Delaware.
4th down and 1 for West Deptford, and they will punt. Back deep for Cedar Creek is Nolan Seward. It's a high spinning kick, and it is received at about the 25-yard line by Khalib Graves, and he is hit immediately and brought down on the play. Isaiah Worthy there to make the stop.
Yeah, great coverage that time on the punt, as you said. Good job by Cedar Creek, though, catching the ball, Mike. One thing in high school, they let it bounce. They lose 20 yards every time, so that's not a bad thing. Catching the ball, take the ball right there in the 25.
This
23.
is the first of a triple header on 97.3 ESPN. This Group 2 final first at 4 o'clock St. Joe's and at 7 o'clock Holy Spirit. Mike Gill and Steve Parker here at Rowan. 10:32 on the clock. Here's Cedar Creek's first opportunity on offense. Mitchell in a shotgun.
A little new formation here, Mike. A little overload left.
And it looked like a movement on Cedar Creek as Nolan Seward popped off the line there.
What happened there, he's no longer an end. He was a tackle. Once the end goes down, 3-point, he cannot move to the ball snap. So little problem formation-wise there for Cedar Creek.
West Deptford in all green and Cedar Creek in all white with electric green socks today. They break the huddle. They send Graves to the near side. A little movement again as Mitchell goes into a shotgun. All set eye in the backfield. Mitchell comes to the near side. He trips and falls, and down he goes in the backfield. He just lost his footing.
Yeah, he looked like he just lost his footing. It's a turf field. I guess they're not used to playing on, obviously, but no one's near him. He just looked like he was going to go sweep left, Mike, and as you said, another loss.
2nd down and 20 now for Cedar Creek. Yeah, it looked like, keep in mind, Steve, this is a turf field. You wonder if the footing, they're not used to it. They don't have the right shoes, potentially.
Yeah, I don't know. It looked like you said, nobody was near him. That's for sure.
Trip to the far side, 2 receivers to the near side, 5 receivers empty back set for Mitchell. On 2nd and 20, steps up, going to keep it. Run from the backside, and he is brought down. Josh Cornelius, the linebacker, makes the stop for West Deptford.
I think you're going to see West Deptford. That time was Cornelius. Somebody's going to spy on Mitchell all day. He's not going to break. This is a very disciplined team, West Deptford, and therefore they're not going to give him a lot of room to roam, I don't believe, Mike.
Mike Gill, Steve Parker, Tyler Donahue will be joining us throughout the broadcast and at halftime today with insight on this Cedar Creek West Deptford game. Earlier today, we had the Group 1 championship here, and that was a Pennsgrove State championship. Here it's 3rd down and 15. Mitchell in a shotgun, empty backfield. Plenty of time. Over the middle, and it is intercepted over the outstretched arms of Nolan Seward. And it is intercepted by, it looks like, Cornelius.
Wide open receiver there, Mike, just overthrew him. Little jitters, it looks like, early for Cedar Creek. Mitchell, he stumbled in the backfield, had a wide open receiver there, and just overthrew him.
He had the time.
Yes, he did.
Good protection.
Yes, he did, absolutely. And like I said, wide open. He'll come back to that. He'll calm down. Things will get better, I believe.
9:05, first quarter. West Deptford with the ball. They went 3 and out on their first possession. On first down, they hand the ball to Owens. Owens up the middle, no place to go. One thing that's interesting to me, Steve, about Cedar Creek for a Group 2 school, they got size.
They do.
A lot of times, Group 2 schools will have the skill position players, but it's hard to find 6, 7 kids that have some beef on them in those smaller schools.
Absolutely, they do. And you talk about the defensive line with Trey Blackwell going, 300 plus for Cedar Creek. That anchors that line along with Chris Lynch. They got some size. That time was linebacker Dustin Voss with a real nice tackle.
2nd and 8. They send Cornelius in motion. They hand it to a back on the wing back on the near side, and that is Connor Smith. So a little Delaware wing tee. They give it to that wing back.
Yeah, a little reverse there. Hand it off, a little inside cross there, and good execution. Going to be a first down of the ball game.
So first down for West Deptford. They send Nate Regans, the wide receiver, to the far side of the field. They do not throw the ball all that often. Hillman under center, and he hands it off right up the middle to Owens, and Owens continuing to push forward. Now he's thrown back short of the 20-yard line. He's a big kid, Gerald Owens, 6'2", fullback.
Yeah, he's 6'2", and I'll tell you what, he's got 1,484 yards, almost 8 yards a carry, 21 touchdowns, pretty good stats, and he's a load, as you said. He is a big young man who just keeps grinding it out. Officially, I'm listed at 230, Mike, on our website. That's big for a high school fullback. Big for a college fullback. Big for a pro fullback.
Yeah, a running back that size. I mean, that's a big kid to bring down. 2nd and 3, 7:45 and counting. They hand to Owens off left tackle. He bounces off to the outside. He's going rumbling and into the end zone for a West Deptford touchdown. Just like that, West Deptford's on the board. Gerald Owens bounce off left tackle and into the end zone for the Eagles score, and they will try the extra point. Josh Cornelius on to kick the extra point for the Eagles.
A little unusual setup here with the offset line. Sometimes they go from 2 out of that, but they're going to bring back and just kick, as you said.
The hold by the quarterback, Hillman, and he slips and falls, and down he goes, and the kick is no good.
My imagination is at the same spot that the quarterback, Mitchell, slipped for Cedar Creek.
So with 7:37 left to play here in the first quarter, it is West Deptford 6 and Cedar Creek nothing. Tyler, you saw early off the first some observations on trying to bring Owens down. It looks like, as Steve said, 230 pounds. It's going to be a tough. You've seen a lot of Cedar Creek, though, this year. They gave up a lot of yards to Calvin Cass. This is a different type of back.
A lot of yards to Calvin Cass, not many yards to anyone else. Calvin Cass, 53 carries in that Thanksgiving showdown. They rebounded quite nicely against Willingboro in their semifinal matchup. And I'm a really big fan of their run defense, Dustin Voss, especially the linebacker position. But Owens definitely presents a different kind of force. It reminds me a little bit, takes me back to my days, Jack Corcoran from St. Joe. He ran with a head full of steam, north-south, upright runner like that. And Coach Watson's going to have to adjust already to that. A big missed field goal, though, big missed extra point. And Cedar Creek knows about that. They missed 3 extra point opportunities in that overtime loss to St. Augustine, ultimately losing that game by 1 in the National Conference title in the process.
You know, Mike, the last big back for South Jersey, I remember it ran like this, was a local from Overbrook. Ron Danes went to Wisconsin, won a Heisman. I mean, that's the size this kid has.
He's big, yes, he is big and strong, and he just bounced off a couple would-be tacklers. Cornelius set to kick for West Deptford. Swings and lets it one fly. It's a liner grabbed by Seward at about the 10, crosses the 25-yard line out to about the 35-yard line. And Cedar Creek, the new school from Egg Harbor City, the Pirates, head coached by Tim Watson of Mainland, and we got a bunch of Mainland guys in this game.
We do. Tim Watson, of course, Clyde Folsom's a Mainland grad, and Tim Watson's attempting to beat a Mainland alumnus.
And a couple in the booth.
This year, right?
And a couple in the booth,
and a couple in the booth, yeah. It's the third time he's going up against a Mainland alumnus as a coach this year.
1st and 10. He's beat them all so far. Let's see what he does today. 1st and 10. They give it to Melton, and Melton out to about the 50-yard line. A big first down. He crosses the 45 up to the 50, and they pick up about 15 on the play.
I think that time was just a shotgun right to Damon Mitchell, and he went up the middle, Mike. But whoever it was, boy, they had a big hole, nice blocking up front, led by Ben Keening, a senior, who's him and Mitchell have been together since they were freshmen at Oakcrest, and a really good job opening up a hole there.
1st and 10. Mitchell in a shotgun, empty backfield for the Pirates. Mitchell takes it himself again, right up the middle, charges forward, and they get another first down. They see something right behind the center there, Steve.
Absolutely, same play. You know, that's as an old coach, used to give one of these. Mike used to point to the quarterback. That means just run it again until they stop it.
Tom Williams was telling me about that play. You called it the again.
The again play, we call it. That's it, again.
Run it again,
right?
Run it again. Let's see what they do on 1st and 10 in enemy territory at the 38-yard line. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers. Mitchell in a shotgun sends a man in motion to the near side. Melton, they hand it to him on the near side. 35 and pushed out of bounds at right around the 33-yard line. Gary Melton, who transferred from St. Augustine. So obviously this school is filled with guys who, we say they don't have a senior day really, or their Thanksgiving day. No former classmates came back to see them because they haven't had a graduating class yet.
This is the first one, and Melton has really, really outstanding speed, and he really, about the 4th or 5th game, Mike, really came into his own.
Amir Mitchell in to the far side. Damon Mitchell carries right up the middle yet again at the 25 to the 24-yard line. Damon Mitchell is running wild.
That's the again play, same play. They went away from it once. I'd be surprised if they don't try it until they stop it here.
Just outside the 23-yard line, 1st and 10 with 6:38 to play. West Deptford on the board first. They lead it 6-0 here on 97.3 ESPN. Mike Gill and Steve Parker, Tyler Donahue. Matt Ulmer from Ulmer's Appliances providing live video at 97.3 ESPN.com. 5 wide receivers. They send a man in motion, Graves, and Mitchell keeps it. He bounces, and now he kind of stutters him short of the 20. And West Deptford finally defended that play.
Yeah, it looked like he made a bad read that time. Could have bounced a little bit, Mike. And as you said, West Deptford did a real good job of holding the line up and stopping Mitchell. Mitchell's been, people don't realize, but Mitchell's had a bad shoulder for about 5 weeks. Hasn't run the ball much, if you noticed, Ty, the last couple of weeks, and that's the reason why.
I'm startled by how much they've run him. 3 big runs on this series. He keeps the ball again there.
2nd and 8, 5 wide receivers, empty backfield. Mitchell keeps it himself yet again. 15, 10, spins up to the 5-yard line. Another first down.
Again,
What's
Damon
the name
Mitchell,
of that play?
The again play. Damon Mitchell again, same play right up the middle, no motion. Here we come. You got to stop it, and they're taking advantage. I think of the linebackers, a little smallish. It looks like for West Deptford there.
Nick Pulley made the stop for West Deptford, one of those linebackers. They're set up for that play again. There's 5 wides, empty backfield. Mitchell, his right sock is down, his left one is up. He takes it underneath the shoulder. He carries it across the 5 to about the 3-yard line. So it will be 2nd and goal for the Pirates.
It's almost like a zone read, except they're not giving it to anybody. He's just, finding a hole and picking it tackle to tackle. And as we said, the interior line for Cedar Creek's doing an outstanding job right now.
2nd and goal at the 3 for Cedar Creek. 5:02 in this first quarter on 97.3 ESPN. They spread him out with 5 wides again. Mitchell looks over the defense. They send a man in motion, Graves. They hand it to Graves to the far side of the field, and he is wrapped up and pushed back.
They had to try to get a little fancy there and go wide instead of keep pounding. Now they're going to come up with 3rd and about 6, it looks like.
Yeah, they lose 3 yards on the play.
Second time we've seen that end around for Graves. This time he gets the ball, gets bottled up. Last time, I think if he had gotten the ball instead of Mitchell keeping it, he might have been off to the races.
3rd and goal at the 6-yard line. First quarter, 4:22 to play. The Pirates trying to score with 5 wides. Mitchell in a shotgun. He's going to keep it himself, right up the middle, bounces to the outside, and he is in for a Pirate score. Damon Mitchell, a 6-yard touchdown run with 4:11 to play in the first quarter, and we're knotted at 6. Emily Kruger will come on to try the extra point.
That was a man's run by Damon Mitchell, a man's possession right there. He took that one in his own hands all the way through. He's playing like a guy who knows his next football game will either be in Madison, Wisconsin, Atlanta, Georgia, or maybe Piscataway, New Jersey. He's leaving it all on the line right now.
Steve,
little inside soup there we don't know about. I thought he was committed to Georgia Tech.
Hey, we'll see. You get on a plane, you fly to Madison, Wisconsin.
they're going for 2. And Mitchell's going to keep it himself. He's going to run forward and in for a touch. They pushed him back. It looked like he was clearly in, and then there was a push late there. If you're watching the video at 97.3ESPN.com, it looks like they hold.
Looked like he was in from our angle, as you
really
said.
did.
He tried to reach across, but the officials right on the line. No good.
Now, I know they struggled to kick a little bit in that Thanksgiving Day game. Did they decide to kind of get away from the kicking game here?
You would think so. Being a 6-6 game, you would think if they still had some confidence in their kicking game, they would have gone for it right there. But they went for 2, thinking they hadn't stopped Mitchell to this point. Unfortunately for Cedar Creek, it backfired.
Now, you say you called to play the again play. Realistically, Steve, as a coach, how many times can you continue to keep calling that play?
Realistically, until they stop it. 30 times. I mean, I've seen the same play run 30 times, and they might stop you once or twice, but if you stay with it and they're getting 10 yards a pop, why go away from it? As long as Damon Mitchell can take the punishment. He's not been carried the ball that much.
What that particular play, what can that open up in this? You've seen this team play. What kind of play does that play open up to really nail you?
Well, I think eventually what they'll do is he'll take a step forward, like he's running a step back, and they're going to have receivers wide open downfield because they got to commit to the run the way he's running the ball.
Gary Melton has lived off the screen game throughout the season, particularly in the second half. He scored on the screen pass last week and before against St. Augustine. I would look for them to exploit that once they draw some linebackers near the line of scrimmage.
And Melton has had some great second halves, as you said, in the last few weeks.
Ball is teed up at the 40. And it is a short spinning kick at around the 20. It is taken on the far side of the field, 25, 30, and wrapped up and thrown down right around the 30-yard line. Kristen Sanford on special teams for Cedar Creek.
Good coverage that time, and they're going to have to use the whole field, 27-yard line. High school level, Mike, in my opinion, you keep them inside the 30, 35-yard line. You're doing a great job on the kickoff.
Yeah, the kicking game is an interesting one at the high school level. You're either usually really good at it or really bad at it.
Like mainland. I mean,
yeah.
Kicking, it seems like every year they have a kicker, and it's a big part of the game. It really
meanwhile,
is.
Atlantic City, they go a game with 4 different kickers sometimes. West Deptford in the wing T. They do a little inside reverse again, and breaking for yardage is Smith. Smith at the 50, at the 45 in enemy territory, and there is a late throw by Melton, but no flag on the play, Steve. That one could have been a personal foul.
It looked like he got his jersey, wasn't his horse collar, but as you said, it was a little late out of bounds. Unfortunate.
Big run there. They do that little crisscross and double handoff in there.
Yeah, that's a staple to Delaware, and I'll tell you, if you start overcommitting to the power, that's going to burn you.
That Delaware wing T is the look here for West Deptford. They send a man in motion. This one is Owens up the middle, and down he goes immediately at the 40-yard line. Trey Blackwell in on the stop.
I talked about Trey earlier. He's sophomore, 6'2", 332, anchor in the nose position. So that gives him a little beef up there to try to offset the big running back.
Nate Regions splits to the far side of the field for West Deptford. Owens, the single set in the backfield with a wing T look. They send a man in motion. They hand it to the motion man, Cornelius, to the outside at the 35. And he gets thrown down right around the first down marker. It looks like he'll have a first down.
Again, they've been running up the middle so much with the big guy, Owens, that once they fake it and go outside, you really have to be disciplined defensively.
First down, they give it to him at the 31. First and 10.
Sorry, Mike, it looks like Cedar Creek is playing one receiver man all the way. So it'll be interesting if they go play action, what kind of coverage they can get. Number 12 is their receiver. He has 22 catches. No one else has even a little.
You mentioned this is a very patient offense. They will very rarely throw it. And they hand it again to the near side, Connor Smith, and he goes down almost immediately with no place to go, right around the 31-yard line. So Cedar Creek up for that challenge right there.
Again, Blackwell from the nose position in there, using his strength to get in the backfield. Make a real good play.
Alex Hildman is the quarterback for West Deptford. He breaks the huddle with a wing T look again. Owens, the single setback in the backfield. Sends a man in motion, Smith, and he play actions. Fakes, rolls, fires, and it is incomplete. Josh Cornelius, the intended receiver on the near side of the field. Gary Melton defends the play.
Also, they had number 45 for West Deptford, whose name is Nick Pulley, the tight end, wide open down the middle of the field. Mike, they missed him there, and fortunate for Cedar Creek.
That's what you're going to start seeing if you start committing a safety or two or potentially a linebacker on the edge there to account for that wing T offense. You're going to leave space open for a tight end to work with.
Fortunately, Hibron didn't seem like he was real comfortable throwing that ball.
No, he did not.
Shy Mumford split to the near side. They hand it off. Smith crosses the 25 up to around the 19-yard line, and he gets a first down, eluding some tacklers. Good elusive running.
Again, though, it's the counter and the comeback weak side. It's really giving Cedar Creek a problem right now.
That time they didn't do the double handoff. They faked that handoff. Big beef up front there. Nick Sacco, the center, on top of the ball. Hillman hands it to Owens. Owens kind of stutter steps and makes his way for about a yard. And Gerald Owens, 6'2", 230 pounds of running back.
And again, Melton, Mitchell, they're right up there in the tackle, the safety, so they are definitely committing the extra guys to the box, trying to stop that run.
Cedar Creek and West Deptford tied at 6 here on 97.3 ESPN and 97.3 ESPN.com. 1:41 left to play in the first quarter. Hildman, and there's a whistle. Flag on the play, and they're asking the West Deptford bench to move back.
That's a sideline warning. I think the second time, Mike, you get a penalty for that at this level.
So no penalty on the play, just a warning on West Deptford. Great crowd on hand here at Rowan University.
The weather's cooperated too after the early morning rain.
It was teeming last night. Holy mac, I thought my roof was going to cave in.
Beautiful day for football. Temperature probably in the mid-50s.
Yeah. Turf field here. This is, Egg Harbor Township has the turf field. St. Augustine does, but these teams particularly do not play on turf. They hand off, and it is Cornelius on the inside handoff. Little trap again.
Yeah, there it is again. That counter Chris with a trap that time. And they're really making good yardage that weak side coming back. And, whatever side Owens is going to, boy, they're committing a lot of defenders to that side of the field. Therefore, when they come back counter, somebody better be playing its right position or they're going to have problems.
3rd and 6 at the 14-yard line. Big play here for Deptford. Do you throw the ball?
I don't think they do.
We'll see what they do.
4 down territory here for them.
They pitch it to Owens to the near side. Owens at the 15, the 10, the 5, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 5-yard line. The West Deptford fans, you can hear them right in front of us. There's a little extra elbow, a little shoulder there, Steve.
Really. Keith Alston, 5'10" linebacker there, defensive lineman, got into him a little late there, and I think they dodged a penalty, although it would have been only about a 3-yard penalty. Half the distance from the 6.
1st and 5, 1st and goal from the 5. West Deptford with the wing T. They send a man in motion, and they head to Owens off right guard, and he is in for a touchdown. Gerald Owens off of right guard is in for an Eagles score, and it is 12-6 West Deptford here in the first quarter. So offensive explosion so far. I wouldn't say explosion, a lot of running, but both teams have scored on all their possessions.
Yeah, pretty impressive performance so far by this West Deptford attack. Cedar Creek not accustomed to giving up very many points on the season, averaging just 6.5 points against when you take away that St. Augustine matchup.
Cornelius on for the extra point. He slipped and missed the first one. This one, he just kind of takes one step and pops it
wide
through.
Right.
No good. Wide to the right.
Here's a flag. It looked like Cedar Creek may have been offside if someone in the middle jumped.
That would be devastating for them. We know these games, especially this here, An extra point, a 2-point conversion miss could be the difference.
And they're going to bring their offense in. Looks like they can go for 2. Oh, roughing the kicker, they call. Excuse me, it's roughing the kicker.
I think we may have had a player leap over the line and land on the kicker.
Okay. Going over, Tim Watson's getting an explanation now from the referee. Kicking tee comes off the field, so they're definitely going to go for 2. Very surprised from the 1.5-yard line, Mike, if they don't get the ball to Mr. Owens again.
Yeah. Gerald Owens on that touchdown run. And now they do break the huddle. They're going to go for it. A 2-point conversion here with Owens in the backfield. They pitch it to Owens. Owens coming to the near side, and he's in for 2. So Gerald Owens has a 2-point conversion. And West Deptford now leads it 14-6. The Storage Inn's a family-owned business started more than 3 decades ago. They're at 2527 Fire Road in EHT. Storage Inn has over 40 different sizes to meet all your storage needs, personal and commercial. The Storage Inn, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, security, 609-646-6400 for the Storage Inn in Ocean City, or visit StorageInn.net. Their managers are on site to assist you. It's the Storage Inn of EHT and Ocean City. Interstate Batteries in EHT, now they're 10th largest in the country, bringing their excellent service to 7 counties in South Jersey. Not only have the battery for your car, but your boat, RV, motorcycle, truck, ATV, power chair, or golf cart. Interstate Batteries, America's #1 replacement battery, 6064 Riga Avenue, EHT, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, 609-646-5008. If you need a battery, you'll find it at Interstate Batteries. Test it and trust it. Outrageously dependable. 25 seconds to play in the first quarter. Mike Gill, Steve Parker here on 97.3. Tyler Donahue will be joining us throughout the broadcast as well. You can watch this game thanks to Matt Ulmer of Ulmer's Appliance Store in Ocean City at 97.3ESPN.com with live video streaming in HD, mind you. Crystal clear. You see this?
Impressive.
And Cornelius' kick. It is received at about the 10-yard line by Seward. 15, 20, stutter steps, 25, and he is wrestled down. Good special teams play there, coverage. Looks like Nate Wadding coming off the field, pumping his fist for the Eagles. You predict the first play.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll be surprised if they don't come out and run it again. I'll see the formation.
It is 5 wides, empty backfield. They've run this formation consistently with Mitchell in the backfield, and Mitchell looks like he drew that.
Yeah, it looks like it's an offside penalty. It is. But I'll tell you what I noticed right now, Mike, is the outside linebacker on this side, number 45 for West Deptford, is cheating, and definitely Pulley's playing a little tighter. And I think you're going to see what you'll probably see if he's effective. They'll throw this quick screen to the slot guy here because they only have one guy out here, and he can get a block. He can make some yardage.
What Mitchell did there, he lifted his leg and kind of dropped his arm, and that sent a signal to the defense that he was trying to do something. But what really he was doing is just kind of getting himself into position here. They do have that 5 wide look again, shotgun formation. Mitchell back to throw this time. Plenty of time. Rolls, steps up, and he's going for all the marbles down the field, and it is incomplete for Seward, who is standing about the 25-yard line. There is a flag on the play in the area of holding. 3 defenders, they defended that well. Yeah,
I think they're calling a legal receiver downfield, and the lineman must have taken off when Mitchell broke the pocket trying to block for him. A little surprised Damon didn't take the ball and run there. It looked like he got outside the box there, Tyler, and had some room.
That was about a 50-yard heave down the field. Shows off the strength of his arm a bit right there. Nolan Seward appeared to either cut off his route or wasn't necessarily on the same page. Maybe Damon Mitchell was just looking to get out of some pressure, threw the ball as far as he could. Got to be careful with that interception, though, after the last one sailed on him in the first quarter.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Seward didn't think he could throw the ball that far. He sort of stopped his route a little bit, you know.
First and 10, ball to 26. 11 seconds left in the first. They send a man in motion to the near side. Now they're going to do a little swinging gate play out to Graves. Graves gets the block at the 35 up to the 40-yard line. Good block there. Looks like Amir Mitchell. Those receivers blocking down the field, they don't get credit a lot. But when you get a guy who can do that, Steve, it really helps your offense up down the field.
Yeah, and if the Mitchell name sounds familiar, because that's, of course, Damon's younger brother, the freshman, who is 6'2", going to be a big player for Cedar Creek in the near future.
That's the end of the first quarter here at Rowan University with the score. West Deptford Eagles 14, the Cedar Creek Pirates 6. You're listening to live coverage of the state Group 2 finals on 97.3 ESPN. Need a sign? You need Captain Charlie. Captain Charlie Blue Water Graphic creates signs for real estate and other business. He does construction site signs, window lettering for your business. He can also do lettering for your van, truck, car, or boat. Reach him, 823-8891. Signs, banners, vehicles, windows, whatever you need. Captain Charlie, 823-8891. Blue Water Graphics. This game is brought to you with the best wishes of everyone at Calvi Electric in Atlantic City, who encourage you to get out and support your favorite high school team each and every weekend. At Skelly's High Point Pub, they're open 24 hours a day on Shore Road, the White Horse Pike in Absecon. The best food and drink all day, every day. 4 to 10 every day. They're open with dinners, luncheons, specials, and all your favorites. Pizzas, wings, cheesesteaks, surf and turf. 7 TVs at Skelly's, all hooked up to satellites for the best sports coverage after you attend your favorite high school event. Stop by the High Point. Skelly's High Point, 5 North Shore Road, Absecon, 641-3172. Mike Gill, Steve Parker, and Tyler Donahue here at Rowan for the Group 2 state championship between Cedar Creek and West Deptford on 97.3 ESPN FM and 97.3 ESPN.com. It's first down and 10 for the Pirates. Ball on the 40-yard line. 5 wide receivers, Mitchell's in a shotgun. 3 to the near side. Mitchell to throw. Plenty of time. Looking. Still looking. Plenty of time. Still looking. And he's got a man, and it is going to be broken up and nearly intercepted. Cornelius stepped in there. That one was intended for Amir Mitchell, but it was almost like he had too much time.
Exactly. It's one of the good attributes, I think, that Damon Mitchell has at the high school level. Most of the time, a couple seconds, the quarterback's going to bail, but he has shown great patience in the pocket. Like that time was ill-advised throw, but he has shown great patience all year of waiting for his receivers to clear. Real good coverage by West Deptford on that play, though.
Is that a play you want him to run on?
I would think he breaks contain, you want to take off on that.
I've had the opportunity to see Damon Mitchell play 5 or 6 times this year. That was one of the laziest throws I've seen him make. Was not fundamentally sound. Offensive coordinator Mike Isgrove shouted at him a little bit after that one.
2nd and 10, ball at the 40. Mitchell in shotgun, swings one into the backfield. Graves jumps, and down he goes. Short of the 40-yard line, Kevin DeCesar, the linebacker.
Well, one thing you're going to have to do is West Deptford pursues really, really good. And they had 11 hats going to the football there. You're going to run that screen, you got to get a block and break it outside. Cutting back into the middle field. It's going to be a tough road to hoe with these guys. They really come after the ball.
Momentum is changing a little bit here.
Absolutely.
3rd and 11, a loss of 1. Ball at the 39. Mitchell in a shotgun. 5 wide receivers. Mitchell to throw. Good protection. Over the middle. Incomplete. He throws it behind Nolan Seward.
Wide open again. That was the play that he threw the interception on earlier. I don't know if they're on the wrong page, if he was supposed to sit down there, and he kept continuing across the field. But they're getting receivers open. Right now, he's not hitting them when they are open.
Yeah, senior Nolan Seward, really his favorite target on the season. Settled in nicely, about 2 yards past the chains, unable to connect right there, and Cedar Creek will give the ball up.
Matt Conover's the punter for Cedar Creek. He stands at about his 25-yard line. Back at the opposite 25, West Deptford is receiving the punt, and it looks like a Mumford fair catch. And that's where West Deptford will start. Just short over the 35-yard line at about the 36, moving right to left. They lead at 14-6 with 11 minutes exactly in this second quarter.
It looked like Cedar Creek caught a break there, Mike, as the gunner down for punt coverage looked like he fell down, and there was some room for Mumford to run. He had already committed to the fair catch.
So Cedar Creek defense now needs a stop. Are they up for the challenge? A lot of running the football here. We've seen 1 throw from West Deptford. They send a man in motion. They give it to Owens again up the middle. He breaks to the 50, at the 45, the 40, still on his feet. 35, 30, 25, breaks a tackle at the 10, 5, touchdown, West Deptford. Gerald Owens breaking tackles, stiff-arming his way into the end zone for a 64-yard touchdown run.
I'll tell you, really poor technique tackling that time from Cedar Creek. They were trying to push him down and block him down. You better wrap this guy up, Mike, because he's breaking a lot of tackles, and that was a great run by Owens. Cedar Creek needs an answer right here. Can't let this game get away from them. You said it's 10:46 in the second period, and they're already down 2 scores.
Cornelius on to try the extra point. Spot kick, and it is good. With 10:46 left to play here in the first half, West Deptford Eagles 21, the Cedar Creek Pirates 6. This is the Group 2 final on 97.3 ESPN. And Steve, that's just poor tackling right there, and that's the 1-2. You got a 1-2.
Absolutely. There was opportunities 3 or 4 times. Damon Mitchell had 2 shots at him, and the second time he caught him from behind and tried to block him down. But we talked about Owen's strength there, and he just ran through that tackle and into the end zone.
They didn't run the Mitchell play up the middle once on that possession.
And again, you wonder how many times, how much of the beating he can take. He said he has a short shoulder, but I'm sure they're going to go back to it. But I would think they would have to go back to it here and try. They got to score this, right now in this possession. Try to stem the momentum, as you talk about. Definitely shifted after the last possession.
Suddenly down 15 points. The onus is definitely on this Cedar Creek offense. Rarely have they strung together poor possessions, and that was certainly a very sloppy possession that resulted in the first punt of this contest. And ultimately on the first play, Owens' 64-yard touchdown dash. He's already got 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and there's 10 minutes left in the second period.
Melton back deep to receive for Cedar Creek. This is Cornelius to boot it for the Eagles. And he just launches one all the way back to about the 10. Taking it to 10. 15. 20. Bounces to the outside. 25, 30. Still on his feet. Runs out short of the 40-yard line. And Cedar Creek's offense will come back out on the field.
We said last possession they did not run the quarterback keep one time. See if they come out in that 5-receiver set and try to get Mitchell right back in the game. They need some first downs.
Owens, 9 carries for 112 yards already in the first half.
That's a little better than Steven's average of 8.
First and 10 at the 37. Melton in the backfield. And they give it to Melton. Melton goes down, pickup of about 1.
Kevin DeCesar, a sophomore linebacker, in on the tackle there. Like I said, a sophomore leading tackle, and he came right up and made a good tackle on Melton in the hole.
This is uncharted territory for Cedar Creek. A 15-point deficit is not something they've encountered during this impressive run to this Group 2 final. Have not seen them face this adversity yet this year.
Down 21-6. 10 minutes to play in the half. Power I formation. Mitchell. And there's whistles. You see them from time to time. They'll be spread, Steve, and then every so often they go into a whole series where they go power I.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to be a little diversified, but again, a little surprised they haven't gone back to the spread with a quarterback keep. Again, unless again, the only I can figure is maybe his shoulder's bothering him a little bit and he can't take the pounding right now. But there's no game tomorrow, so if you're in the game, you got to take the pounding here. You're healed next week.
9:52 and counting. They get away from that, and they go right back to the spread. 5 wides, empty backfield. Mitchell takes it himself right up the middle. Breaks a tackle to the outside. 45, 50, 45, 40, up the sideline. 30, 20, 5, 10, 10, touchdown.
The again play. That. There's the again play. And what a big play that was for Cedar Creek. 66. So 64 for Owens, and Mitchell says, I'm going to get 66 right back at you.
Alex Hildman, the talented defensive back for West Deptford, had Damon Mitchell dead to rights. Mitchell makes a move, and then the rest of the way he's out the gate. Final 30 yards or so on touch, just a dead sprint to the end zone. That was all Damon Mitchell right there.
Yeah, I'll tell you, got a couple good blocks on the corner here by the wide receivers. The last couple to spring him, and as you said, good read, and he just took it to the house.
So West Deptford scores on a 64-yarder. Cedar Creek answers on a 66-yarder, and now they'll go for 2. Mitchell under center in a power I formation. Graves in motion. Play action fake. Into the corner of the end zone, and it is broken up. What a play by Cornelius. And Cedar Creek's 2-point conversion fails.
Yeah, real good coverage there. Maybe Mitchell threw that ball a little earlier. And again, as Tyler said earlier, he didn't have a lot of zip on that ball, Tyler. He usually throws the ball with a lot more authority in that time. It looked like he lofted that out there again.
He's launched a few passes downfield, a lot of air underneath. It'll be interesting to see if he does have that zip, because they love to live off those slant routes and quick checkdowns. And with that, you need precision and you need some speed on the ball.
9:34 to play here in the first half. Our score 21-12. Shoppy's, it's even better online. You probably visit their showroom, 1031 Shore Road in Linwood. But at Shoppy.com, you select their design, the trophy, the award, you order it right there. Shoppy has a complete line of gifts, perfect for holiday giving. Remember, you're not presenting the finest trophy unless you're presenting a Shoppy trophy. They're at 609-653-1684 for Shoppy since 1921. Mike Hill, Steve Parker, and Tyler Donahue here on 97.3 ESPN. Live video on our website at 97.3ESPN.com. It's provided by Matt Ulmer of Ulmer's Appliance Store in Ocean City. And, guys, we've got a game that's been back and forth action so far. A lot of scoring. You almost say Cedar Creek's defense is going to have to make a stop at some point here.
Absolutely. That's the key. They have not shown they can stop the running game. And, you know, they're running the ball 60 times a game. You're in trouble.
Short kick picked up at the 15, crossing the 20, breaks free to the 30, and wrapped up at about the 37-yard line. Mumford returned it. Shy Mumford.
Yeah,
Nolan Seward stops for Cedar Creek, and the defense right back out on the field.
Yeah, Shy Mumford is their leading receiver. So they don't throw the ball that much. When they do, they throw it to him.
Alex Hildman, the quarterback, comes back out to the huddle. Gerald Owens, their fullback. The wing T offense. This is what we're looking at here at Rowan University. They send a man in motion. Smith, they give it to Gerald Owens off tackle. He rumbles forward for about 6 yards.
The impressive thing about Owens is he is always going forward. You don't see him stop and dance, and he's just running north-south. People getting in his way, he's running through them. Got huge thighs there. You know, he's just running through a lot of tackles.
2nd and 6 to pick up a 4. 9:03. Even though there's been a lot of action, there's still a lot of time here in the half. You know, we've had 4 scores already, and yet still a lot of time. 3 scores for West Deptford and 2 scores for Cedar Creek. A pitch to the near side. 45-50, breaks a tackle. Cornelius on his feet to the 40, and finally down he goes.
Yeah, Cedar Creek's committing so many people to the box, Mike, and inside from the tackle in, that when they fake the Owens anything or run the pitch outside, they're really getting to the edge. They're setting the edge really kind of easy right now.
Well, they popped with Owens so many times that when they run that pitch play, there's some room there, it looks like, all of a sudden.
The outside contain guys trying to help out.
2 wides to the near side, and they give it to Owens right up the middle. He breaks off tackle to the right side, and he's got a first down. Pickup of about 11.
Well, he was a step away from going again. The Lasagna Tour hadn't corralled him there as he was off to the races again just to run a power off tackle. A lot of yards for Mr. Owens.
This is an absolute recipe for disaster so far with Cedar Creek unless they can find a way to contain Owens. He's just picking up big chunks at a time and when wearing this Pirates defense down.
Yeah, I mean, they average, 50, almost 60 carries a game running the ball. I mean, this is exactly what West Deptford wants.
Under center, and they hand it to Owens off left guard, and down he goes immediately. And the Cedar Creek defense finally steps up and makes a stop. And the West Deptford side, there's a little push late there on the top of the helmet, Steve.
And his helmet came off. And of course, Owens missed last week with a concussion. Very surprised no flag was thrown there, Mike.
And the boos come in.
We apologize if there's any sensory words that have come over from the West Deptford sides in front of us. Right over the 29-yard line.
Like Nick Pulley's coming in and replace Owen at running back.
Yeah, they're hot over here. They want a penalty there.
Rightfully so, Mike. It looks like he really just pushed his helmet right off his head.
A man in motion. And a little inside reverse trap again. They get it to the outside, and there's a penalty. It's going to be a face mask as Devin Bates had the carry for West Deptford.
Officials got a lot of help from the stands on that one. They called that early, and he said it's a shame because they had him for a loss, but that penalty is going to give him a first down.
Owens is walking back or jogging back out to the field. Boy, he is a big boy out there.
I got to imagine Mr. Owens probably a little upset right now, that little extra face rub he took. It'll be interesting to see the next time he runs the ball.
Why get him angry?
Exactly.
7:11 to play in the first half. Face mask the penalty, so they'll mark off the 5 yards.
Wow, not a personal foul. Cedar Creek called a break there again. They got to take advantage of these breaks. They need to stop defensively. Tyler, you said they got to have one here.
Yeah, with a spot foul, they had a loss on the play. It makes it 2nd and 9 now. Ball at the 28. Play action fake rolling out Hildman, and he is going to be sacked. Down he goes. It looks like Lasanator.
Yeah, that's the waggle. That's the pass play that runs off the Delaware. You run so many times. The sweep, the power, quarterback keeps it. And again, as Cedar Creek went away from their again play, looks like West Deptford gave Cedar Creek a break by trying to get a little fancy.
You know, that's one of those where you wonder if the West Deptford coaching staff was maybe trying to outcoach itself a little bit. They had it working with the bread and butter handoffs and get fancy there, and they pay a big price. Huge loss.
And 18 at the 37. You wonder if that play changes the complexion of this whole game almost. They hand it back up to Owens up the middle. He rumbles forward. First down, yardage, and more. Breaks and tackle. 5, 10, touchdown, West Deptford.
Unbelievable, Mike.
37 yards.
Instead of passing the ball, they just give it to the big guy. 37-yard run right up the middle. He didn't get nobody laid a glove on him until he's to the secondary, and a missed tackle by the safety, and he walks in.
Here is the point after Cornelius. He broke a tackle in the secondary that would have stopped him right around a first down. And here is the try for point for Cornelius. The kick is up. And it's good. 6:16 to play in the first half. West Deptford 28, Cedar Creek 12. You're listening to the Group 2 final on 97.3 ESPN FM.
You know, the St. Augustine Cedar Creek game, 41-40, had a lot of scoring in it, Tyler, but I'll tell you what, the way it's going here, it might be 60-50.
And the remarkable thing is, you know, aside from that St. Augustine game, you look at the rest of Cedar Creek's matchups, hadn't given up more than 14 points in an entire contest and all those others, and they're not in the National Conference anymore, that's to be certain. Mr. Owens is doing a lot of damage, 4 touchdowns, and Calvin Cass, as we mentioned, 53 carries last time. I wouldn't be surprised to see Owens with 40-plus carries when it's all said and done today. And as we said, they get the big sack, 3rd and long. What do? They go back to their bread and butter, hand the ball off to Owens, and this kid just runs through everyone and won't stop till the ref tells him to give him the ball.
I'll tell you, impressive run. He is just so strong. And I'll tell you, got good vision, too. You know, he's hitting the holes and making a first wave miss, and then he's getting to the secondary, just running through some tackles.
So Cedar Creek gets a big play, and they give one up. And they're down 2 scores yet again. 28-12 our score with 6:16 to play here. Follow this game online at 97.3 ESPN.com. You can watch the live video supplied by Matt Ulmer of Ulmer's Appliances in Ocean City. Here it's Mike Gill, Steve Parker, and Tyler Donahue on 97.3 ESPN FM, taking you through the Group 2 South Jersey State Championship. Cornelius' kick is received at about the 15-yard line, at the 20. Bounces to the outside and slipping down at about the 26-yard line. Looked like Graves was the return man for Cedar Creek. That's the 2nd or 3rd time we've seen some slippage on this field.
Yeah, it must be a little, like you said, must be a little worn, I guess, because they are really having problems with footing every time they try to make a cut. Straight up and down run like Owens, though, there's no problem.
Cedar Creek breaks the huddle. Melton in the backfield. 4 wide receivers. Mitchell gives to Melton. Melton, a little shake and bake. It crosses the 30-yard line and picks up about 4 on the play. He's a guy who really, in the second half against St. Augustine, changed their offense and got them back into that game.
He had a big second half last week too against Willingboro. Almost like he's. I don't know. He's not a sprinter. He's like a finisher in a racehorse. He likes to come down the stretch and really do some things. But they better keep him in sights here. 28-12.
2nd and 4. Ball at their own 33. Melton in the backfield alongside Mitchell. Mitchell in a shotgun, and he gives it to Melton again. Melton puts the shoulder down, and he's tackled at about the 30 for a pickup of about a half a yard.
And when I spoke with Coach Tim Watson of Cedar Creek following their second round victory against Cinnaminson, he made it a point to tell me that he thought Melton was really doing a better job of vision between the tackles. Not able to get much done inside, though, this afternoon so far.
3rd and 2. Ball at the 35. Mitchell under center this time. Play action fake. He's going to roll out and keep it himself. A design play, and he gets out of bounds after a first down and goes out at around the 40.
Well, I'll tell you, the two stars, Owens and Mitchell, have definitely done their part in this game so far. They have not at all, disappointed anybody.
The difference so far is the fact that Cedar Creek has been forced to punt, the only punt so far in this contest, and Mitchell threw that interception on the Pirates' first possession. Those two separate these teams on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they're going to have to come back to that pass. He's wide open twice. He's going to calm down. He's going to hit that thing. It's going to open some more things up, I think, offensively for Melton.
5 minutes exactly. Mitchell keeps it himself, and down he goes. He's been getting big chunks of yards on that play, but he barely picks up the line of scrimmage as he was put down immediately.
Kevin DeCesar's a sophomore linebacker. Again, stepping into the hole, make a textbook tackle. They wrapped him up, put his shoulder, and took him to the ground.
4:40 and counting. 28-13, Cedar Creek trails with the football, moving left to right. Mitchell in a shotgun, 5 wide receiver set. Back to throw. Mitchell over the middle, and it is complete. Complete to about the 45, up to the 40, and crosses into enemy territory to the 35-yard line. Caleb Graves makes the catch and the upfield turn for Cedar Creek.
I'll tell you, a real good option pattern they run there, Mike, where the receiver has the option of going in and out, and Graves just sat down. West Deptford only rushed 3 guys, dropped 8 that time, trying to get into coverage.
Mitchell's been a little off with his accuracy today, but that time he found the open man right on the seam there. Shotgun formation, 5 wide receivers. 1st and 10, ball at the 35. Mitchell's going to throw it into the slot again, and it's Nolan Seward who catches it. He's picked up and thrown down right at the 25-yard line. It looks like he's got a first down.
Yeah, that's where they cheated that outside linebacker, and they just threw it to the slot guy. The safety was playing him 10 yards off. There's nobody in front of him. Just catch the ball and upfield.
That's a simple little pass play. Boom. See him with some light coverage, some soft coverage there in the slot.
Sometimes that's an automatic check at the line. The quarterback and receiver will just eye each other, and same thing the other side right now is available.
5 wide receivers. Mitchell pumps, fires, and it is complete. Complete to Seward. He spins at the 10 and down to the 5-yard line. So he got some extra yardage on a spin move there, Nolan Seward.
And Damon Mitchell's starting to find his range here, Tyler. He's been accurate there last 3 pitches to the wide open guys.
And it always helps when you can find your safety net in Nolan Seward. It's important that they keep Seward actively engaged. Such a presence on this offense, although he's often overshadowed by some of the stars.
1st and goal for Cedar Creek. Mitchell in a shotgun. He's going to keep it himself. Mitchell up the middle, and he is in for a touchdown. Damon Mitchell with a 5-yard touchdown run for Cedar Creek, and the score is now 28-18 with 3:19 left to play here in the half.
They can get a 2-point conversion. It'll be a 1-score game again.
They're going to go for 2.
They tried a little out route last time. Interested to see where they go here, and a little different formation.
It's a shotgun look. They sent a man in motion. Mitchell keeps it off tackle, and he's in for a score. The 2-point conversion is good, and it is now 28-20, West Deptford over Cedar Creek.
And I'll tell you that time, Mike, they took number 91, Keith Austin, who's a big defensive lineman / running back, and they put him in motion, just ran behind him. And you said Mitchell was able to walk in.
It's the Gerald Owens versus Damon Mitchell show so far here at Rowan University. Mano-a-mano so far, going back and forth. And it doesn't feel like Cedar Creek is within one possession the way this has gone and the struggles they've faced defensively. But lo and behold, Tim Watson's squad one possession down, despite the fact that they've given up 4 rushing touchdowns to Owens.
Yeah, at this point, with 3:19 left, I think Tim Watson would like to get to halftime and maybe make some adjustments. It's tough to do at the high school level during the game. Maybe we'll make some defensive adjustments.
I think both defensive coordinators would appreciate intermission right about now.
Coming up at the half, we'll preview some of the matchups coming up. Don't forget at 4 o'clock, Tom Williams and Tony Blum have St. Joe's and St. Mary's. And then at 7, that same duo will team up for Holy Spirit and Immaculata. And Melton approaches, swings the right leg through the football. A spin down to about the 15-yard line is Mumford. And he is hitting over the football. It looks like West Deptford got it immediately. One of the officials is automatically signaling West Deptford, but that ball was out and loose.
That, Mike, was the break that Cedar Creek was looking for. Was not able to cover. Yeah, was not. We're not able to cover the fumble, but a good hit there, and at least they're going to make them start a little further back in their territory than they have. Sorry about the old coach jumping out there with a fumble call. It's tough.
3:11 on the clock here, as Gerald Owens has really been the show for this offense here in the second quarter. 64-yard touchdown run, a 36-yard touchdown run. They hand it to him off left tackle this time, and he is stopped and pushed back by the Cedar Creek defense. So that touchdown, a little life in them.
A little life there. First down, good stop. Got to get to a couple times in a row to get a little confidence, you know. If they're going to Owens, watch out for that counter Chris again. They've been very successful with that after they, really have been clogging the middle.
2nd down and 9, gain of 1 on the play. Ball at their own 27, 2:44 and counting. Both teams have all 3 timeouts left, so we'll see how that comes into play here. They pitch it to the outside. They get a block to the outside, first down, and still on his feet before he finally pushed out is Connor Smith. So a nice little block that springs him to the outside.
That was number 22, Herb Snyder, wide receiver with a crackback block, and absolutely depleted the defensive end or outside linebacker for Cedar Creek.
Really springs that play for a first down, 1st and 10 ball at the 38. 2:28 still on the clock here in the half. We're at Rowan University, Group 2 state championship. Hildman under center. And he hands it immediately up to Owens, and Owens just pushed back yet again. So nowhere to go, right up the middle. You would have to assume Trey Blackwell is one of the guys that helps out on that.
Yes, he was, along with number 72, Ralph Coloza, who was a defensive lineman, has had a real good year for Cedar Creek.
They call him Wreck-It Ralph for good reason. He was a bulldozer on that play, number 72, clogging up the middle.
1:55 and counting. First half. 2nd and 10 for West Deptford. They fake it to Owens, and they hand it to the wing back, and nowhere to go. He doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
And I'll tell you that time, Mike, number 21, Lasagna Tour, set the edge defensively and did not allow the West Deptford player to get outside. And that was the key, that they've been very successful to this point.
Cedar Creek calls timeout with a 3rd down and 10. So Cedar Creek now, their defense finally gives them a stop, and they have a chance to get the ball back here too.
And they're showing a lot of confidence in their defense here by taking a timeout. Like we said, they might want to get in and regroup, but they have a lot of confidence they can score quick if they can get a stop.
Tyler, we see here Damon Mitchell against Gerald Owens. 7 touchdowns combined between these two so far, and we're only in the first half.
Fittingly, it is Heisman Saturday. These two putting on stellar individual performances, and right now you have to be aware of Group 2. Gerald Owens, unlike Damon Mitchell, has another year of high school ball, so he'll be back and probably bigger, which is a scary thought for next season. It wouldn't be surprising to see West Deptford reach its 4th consecutive final next year. Of course, that's getting ahead of ourselves, but you have to think after this performance, Gerald Owens enters as one of the premier playmakers of that class of 2014.
In the state,
yeah,
maybe even further. Speaking of Heisman, do you like Johnny Football or do you like Monte Teo today?
We'll get into that after this play.
Okay.
3rd and 10. Ball at their own 38-yard line. A man in motion comes to the near side. They pitch it to the motion man on the near side. He crosses the 40, and he's going to be short of the first down as he is hit nicely there by Melton, and it looks like Voss. Dustin Voss. Boy, they really did a good job of making sure he didn't get that first down. He's going to be, it looks like, about 4 yards short, and Cedar Creek, I believe, called timeout on 4th and 3. And it looks like West Deptford's going to have to punt.
Yeah, this is the first time they punted today, I believe.
Why not savor the flavor? You know you got David Mitchell for 2+ quarters now. Call timeouts. Get him on the field as much as you can if you're Tim Watson, because he won't be back for you next year. And he's going to take advantage here. You've seen the arm he has. You've seen his playmaking ability and the improvisational ability on scrambles. So why not put the ball back in his hands?
I'll tell you, key play last week against Willingboro, 14-6 game. Cedar Creek got the ball at their own 1-yard line with 59 seconds left and called a timeout. And I'm thinking, why not? Yeah. They went down and scored with no time, 0 time on the clock. Made a 21-7 game and really changed the whole outcome of the game, I thought.
Coach Watson entrusts wholeheartedly offensive coordinator Mike Isgrove's game plan. He's not afraid to let him reach deep into that playbook.
Mike Isgrove played the same way at Absegami, trust me. He did not think he could score at any time from any place on the field.
4th down and 3. Cornelius to punt. And he gets a punt. It's nearly blocked, and it's going to be a flag.
Yep.
Amir Mitchell either running into the kicker or roughing the kicker, but that was evident.
Yeah, that's a young freshman mistake there. That's all that is. The young freshman running into the kicker. It's going to give them a first down. So now you look to see if West Deptford's going to go to the offensive, use their timeouts with 1:09 left.
That's Amir Mitchell, who was left untouched, but he got there just a split second late, and he definitely hits the kicker on that one.
It looks like we're going personal foul variety.
Yeah, I don't know. Earlier they called, it looked like it was a lot more damage that time. He almost tried to hold the kicker off, but it is what it is. It's a mistake, and it's a big mistake for Cedar Creek.
So on 1st and 10 into enemy territory now. Gerald off tackle, cuts back. He gets up about 7 to 8 on that play. 1 minute and counting here in the first half.
Back to that penalty. There's a point if you're rushing a punt where you have to determine, 1, I'm going to sell out for this thing and go full throttle, or 2, you're going to pull up, live to fight another day. Clearly the wrong mistake there. He got caught in between.
2nd and 4, Owens up the middle, breaks it through, and boy, Gary Melton just prayed to bring him down.
I'll tell you about the young junior, Owens, ball security there. They talk about it all the time. He was in the air, hit again. He had it high and tight. That's where you see a fumble come out. That was a great job by Owens there to hold him to the ball.
They're moving here, 33 seconds. They give it off guard, left side. Cornelius, and down he goes at about the 15-yard line, and West Deptford wants a timeout with 24 seconds left to play here in the first half. West Deptford leads it 28-20. They call timeout now, and it's going to be 2nd down and about 2. So now we're starting to see West Deptford really take advantage of that running into the kicker.
They certainly are, and they have 2 timeouts left, so they got plenty of time. They, any play they want, really. They don't have to, throw the ball. They don't have to go fancy. They can give it to Owens again if they want to.
Touchdown will be tough to swallow for Coach Watson after burning those 2 timeouts in hopes of getting the ball back. And then the penalty, if they're able to convert here, West Deptford on offense, talking about a 2-possession game. Cedar Creek has really played well in the 3rd quarter. For whatever reason, some teams have their quarters. It's been the 3rd quarter for the Pirates. They've been able to pull away and put a lot of the games out of reach by the 4th. That's not going to happen this time, but they are very good coming out of the locker room. So they're on damage control right now in the final stages of the first half.
24 seconds to play in the first half. And West Deptford has the ball, 2nd down and about 3.
See if they go to that counter. Chris has been so successful, that little reverse.
They send a man in motion. They pitch it to the motion man, Smith. Smith to the outside. He's trying to get that block, and he's pushed out of bounds by Graves.
They just went sweep there, power sweep, but everybody out in front and leading. Good play there by Graves to keep him, from minimal gain, although they did stop the clock with 18 seconds left. The ball's going to be at about the 15-yard line.
3rd and 1 with 18 seconds. Now your team that doesn't throw too much. You got the clock kind of ticking down in your face. You got one timeout left here, too, so you're in an interesting spot.
Well, you got the first down. Once you get the first down, you use your timeout, then you can get a couple plays off if you'd like.
Ball's at the 14-yard line. Hillman under center. He hands it to Owens. And he might have just got the first down. And it looks like the chain gang is moving, so it will be a first down, and West Deptford calls timeout with 13 seconds left to play in the half. 28-20, West Deptford leaves Cedar Creek here on 97.3 ESPN. There's a full line of brand new cars available at Just for Rent, White Horse Bike Apps. So they're going to try a field goal. This is Josh Cornelius. Kick is up, and it is no good. About a 21-yard field goal is no good.
Plenty of distance.
Just wide to the left there. And we go to halftime with the score 28-20. West Deptford leading Cedar Creek here at Rowan. This is the high school football playoffs. Group 2 state championship on 97.3 ESPN FM. And guys,
do that. Just say, okay, here we go. We're just going to sit back and make you hit the spots.
We're back here with third quarter action set to begin on 97.3 ESPN. And Cedar Creek will get the football to start the second half. It's a short kick, kicking about the 20-yard line. 30. At the 40, and down quickly at the 40 goes Khalif Graves. And that's where Cedar Creek will start here in the third quarter, moving left to right on your radio dial, wearing all white with electric green socks, green helmets. West Deptford in all green, white trim, and black helmets with the word Eagles imprinted on them. It's the final half of football for these two teams in 2012. Cedar Creek's been getting ready for this game since 2010.
Unbelievable. Did it again.
The first down play, there's movement. As again, Steve, it looked like, and Tyler, you might have seen this too, Mitchell kind of lifts his leg and drops that arm, and it draws the defense for the second time today.
As much as I'm impressed by his physical attributes, every game I go to for Cedar Creek, I find something savvy that David Mitchell does. That's one of them right there.
1st and 5 for Mitchell and the Pirates. Mitchell keeps it himself up the middle, this time nowhere to go. He's run that play to perfection many times today. He ends up with about a yard and a half.
And bring up a second and short, maybe 3. But, just because it doesn't work one time doesn't mean you go away from it.
Mitchell and Gerald Owens have combined for 7 touchdowns in this game today. It's 28-20, the score here in the third quarter.
Excuse me, Mike. No, Mike Cisco. This is like a free down, though. Second and short. You might see him try to go play action up top.
2nd and 3, 5 wide receivers. Mitchell, empty backfield. Sends a man in motion, Amir Mitchell. Mitchell looks, eludes, spins, first down. He got away from a sack, but ends up getting a first down. Ryan Hempsey makes the stop.
And Mitchell's a big, strong quarterback, 6'2", probably going about 205, 210. And he's shown all year that he can break tackles and just use his athletic ability there to get the first down.
1st and 10, ball at the 48. They're in enemy territory now.
Text me if you need anything, all right?
11 minutes and counting in the third quarter. 5 wide receivers, 3 to the near side. Amir Mitchell closest to us. Seward in the slot. Mitchell up the middle and gains about 4 on the play. If he could have kept his feet there, that would have been the big play.
Tripped up, he was gone, because what they're doing now is they're really crowding the box. They got 7 defenders that time. And so, again, the play I like to see somewhere, Mike, is, I talked about Tyler, is him taking a couple steps forward, stopping, and come up and passing, because once he commit to that run, the defensive backs are really coming up quick.
2nd and 5 4 wide receivers, Seward in the near slot, Melton in the backfield, offset. Hands to Melton, bounces to the outside, stiff arm, gets to the outside now. Stiff arm and falls forward across the 40-yard line, so he picks up about 3 on the play.
Nice job there using his front shoulder to ward off the tacklers and the stiff arm, as you said, making maybe a 2 or 3 yard loss into a 3-yard gain.
Damon Mitchell had 52 yards passing and 66 yards rushing with 3 touchdowns in the first half. So combined yards, he's doing well. Doesn't have one big on either side. Mitchell in a shotgun, 5 wide receivers. They look like they're changing the play. Seward in the near side slot. Mitchell takes a step up and then bounces back, takes it to the outside, gets a first down, spins, and still on his feet, crosses the 30, short of the 25, and that's where the Pirates get a first down.
Boy, I tell you, I was really surprised they didn't call some penalty on Mitchell there again, as he really stepped forward with his hands. And I know at the pro level, they're really all over that now.
Yeah. Mitchell right there, he is running with a head full of steam, and he's doing something after plays. He's talking a little bit, hyping his guys up. I don't see that often from David Mitchell. He's into this, trying to take home a championship. 1st and
10, ball at the 27. 5 wide receivers. Back to throw. Pumps, fakes, keeps it. Down he goes. Joe Funk grabs him from the backside and slams him down to the turf.
Again, that's like a mush rush, Mike, as they're really not coming upfield at all. They're just engaging the offensive linemen, staying around the line of scrimmage, and just waiting for Damon Mitchell to tuck the ball.
So Mitchell picks up a yard. No sack on the play. He got across the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 9, ball at the 26. Third quarter, 9-12 to play in the third. Mitchell under center with a power I formation. They give to Melton. Melton bounces to the outside, and down he goes at about the 25-yard line. He picks up 1.
Good time if they're going to run that next, Mike, to come bootleg that time, because they really flowed to the ball there from that formation. Maybe have a little release from the tight end. Big play here, 3rd and 8. Ball at the 25-yard line. First possession, the second half for Cedar Creek, and they've run off about 3.5 minutes already.
3rd and 8, ball at the 25. Cedar Creek with 5 wide receivers, Amir Mitchell to the near side. Mitchell going to float one for Melton. It's intercepted. Joe Diaco intercepts it in the end zone, and it's a touchback.
Yeah, again, second turnover. That time it looked like he had wide open number 7, Nolan Stewart in the slot, but he went for the home run. And they're just backpedaling and keeping everybody in front of him. Good play and the interception by Joe.
He had Seward for a first down there. He decided to go for the touchdown. He got greedy. He paid the price. Interception to start the first half, interception to start the second half, and now West Deptford with a real opportunity to gain control early in the second half here.
Well, it was a good drive. They didn't come up with points. More importantly, this defensive stop right here, I think, is a key to Cedar Creek. Got to have one.
So they'll get the ball at the 20. Owens off left guard, and he's hit, and he falls forward. You don't fall forward for 3 too often, but he just did.
Yeah, and he runs through a lot of tackles, but we said that time big Trey Backwell at 330 pounds wrapped him up, and I don't know if he's as strong as him, but he certainly is as big as he is.
Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd and 7, ball at the 23-yard line. West Deptford sends Mumford to the far side, a wing T look with Owens in the backfield. They send Smith in motion. They pitch it to Smith. Smith to the far side. Hit to the outside, and he can't get any further than that. And he's short of about the 30-yard line at about the 27. So a pickup of about 3 or 4 on the play for Connor Smith.
Yeah, they got the corner again, though, as the outside linebacker ducked inside and got outran. Only a good play by Melton there to keep that play from going big.
3rd and 3, ball at the 32. This would be a big stop for Cedar Creek if they can get it. Mumford to the near side.
I think Mr. Owens getting the ball here.
Owens, the single setback. Wing T, motion man Connor. Smith, they do a little inside trap again to Cornelius. He breaks a tackle, crosses the 40, 45, 50, and pushed out of bounds. Josh Cornelius. So they handed it to Connor Smith, who handed it to Cornelius on a little inside trap.
Defensive end got turned around there. It
Tough
looked like
break.
he was in position, wasn't he?
Christian Sanford was in position. Unfortunately, he had his back to the ball carrier. He and that was able to elude them just enough until he was able to get his head back on. And huge first down pickup for West Deptford. They are into Cedar Creek territory.
1st and 10, ball at the 45. 7:28 to play in the third quarter. West Deptford gets the first down. Now they're on the move. They hand it to Owens up the middle. Owens is met and pushed back. Matt Conover led the charge for Cedar Creek.
Well, I'll tell you that they made some adjustment there because that's 2 times he's ran the ball into a wall there the last couple possessions.
Now it seems like Cedar Creek is so ready for that play, they're getting burned on some of the other plays.
Yep. Well, pick your poison with an offense this potent. You got 3 guys almost 1,000 yards. You know, you got to give something up.
2nd and 10, ball at the 45. They fake it to Owens. They give it to Smith. Smith, with good patience, gets to the outside at the 40. First down yardage at the 30 and down to the 25-yard line. He really read that nicely.
I'll tell you what, though, it's a shame because Lasan Tour, the outside linebacker or defensive back, made a good play there of forcing it in. His linebacker helped, just didn't get there.
This is what we talked about with halftime adjustments there. 2 big plays off fakes to Owens, and once they actually give the ball to Owens, that Pirates defense will be a little less likely to pile on him, and this is exactly what West Deptford was looking for in this opening possession, shaking things up just enough.
1st and 10, they break the huddle at the 26. They give it on an inside trap. Cornelius up the middle on that trap, so now they're adding a couple little other wrinkles.
Yeah, Cornelius has had a great game already too. You called his name a lot offensively, defensively, kicking game. He's a plus. He's got 60 tackles defensively as a linebacker. He's got 1,000 yards offensively. Really great player.
I saw Kevin Minnick from the Courier Post predict the game 28-27. Right now it's 28-20, but West Deptford is on the move yet again. So
I think it was a halftime score he predicted.
Yeah.
Voss with the stop for Cedar Creek. And now it's another third down. So if they get a third down, if they could somehow get a stop here, you set up an interesting 4th down decision.
Yeah.
Is this 4 down territory with an 8-point lead? Might not matter. 3rd and 3, ball at the 18. Sends a man in motion to the near side. They pitch it to the motion man, Cornelius, and if he could get him back there, that would be a big loss, but he breaks a tackle, and he goes short of the first down. Clock continues to run. It looks like they're going to be marking it at about the 18-yard line.
Yep, looks like about 4th and 2.
Boy, they had a chance, Steve, to get him in the backfield here, and he kind of stiff-armed that defender.
Wasn't so much of a tackle for Gary Melton as it was just absorbing the ball carrier and going down with him, setting up this 4th and short.
West Deptford's going to go for it. 4th down and 3. Ball at the 18-yard line.
Is this where they throw the ball to Mumford?
And it looked like Cedar Creek moved.
Yep. Looked like the nose tackle jumped offside. Damon Mitchell's done it to them a couple times. Big play here.
Tough break for Cedar Creek. And it looked like either Blackwell might have just kind of leaned forward just enough to get into the neutral zone.
That's now consecutive possessions that Cedar Creek has let West Deptford off the hook on a 4th down.
1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Gain of 5 on the penalty. They hand it to Owens up the middle, and he is hit around the ankles, nowhere to go. A helmet comes flying off. Cedar Creek thinks they have the ball. Owens is still down on the ground, writhing in pain. To his knees, and he rolls over. And now he goes flat down to his stomach.
Did not see the ball come loose, Mike, but and it's going to stay with West Deptford.
Officials timeout. The West Deptford crowd getting into it. They want to see some appreciation of their running back getting off the field. He comes over to the training table here in front of us, and he gives everybody a big thumbs up. Here on a pitch, Diaco into the end zone for a touchdown. Joe Diaco had the interception in the end zone on one end of the field, and he comes down to the other end of the field and completes the drive with a touchdown.
What a turn of events again. Cedar Creek, as you said, driving, can't punch it in. They turn right back around, give up a 4th down and a touchdown.
Cornelius on to attempt the extra point. So a 8-yard touchdown, or about a 5-yard touchdown for Diaco. High snap, kick is up, and it is good. 3:56 to play left in the third quarter. The score, the West Deptford Eagles 35, the Cedar Creek Pirates 20.
And it looks like Owens will be okay. An eye issue or maybe a cut on his head. Trainer checking that out. But we saw Owens come to the sideline, rile up the crowd. They got to their feet when they saw how he responded to being slow to get up. And very next play, boom, West Deptford punches it in for a touchdown. And suddenly the momentum has been seized in the favor of these Eagles. And it's danger zone right now for Cedar Creek. They need to get a drive together.
And they need to score.
Yes.
They had a nice drive, took it down into the red zone, threw the interception. Second one of the day, as you said, 2 turnovers to none. And West Deptford dodged one on a kickoff late in the first half.
So now Cedar Creek finds itself 2 scores yet again. Now they came back a couple times in that St. Augustine game, but that was really the only game that they had any a fight in. They were down. They were tied 14-14 at half with Middle, but really opened it up in the third quarter against Middle. Cornelius to kick. He slips, and it's a low kick. It bounces to the 20, and Melton fumbles it, picks it up at the 10. Going east to west, trying to get up the field. He can't. He's short of the 15-yard line, so about 85 yards, staring at Damon Mitchell and company.
Yeah, just what Cedar Creek didn't need, the long field, but the squib kick, the football's not round, and the number's going to bounce. Got by him. You said once he tried to run, east-west, bad things usually happen there.
Permitting for overtime, Damon Mitchell takes the field with less than 16 minutes remaining in his Cedar Creek career. Let's see what the quarterback has in store.
3:46 to play in this third quarter. 35-20 on 97.3 ESPN. Mike Gill, Steve Parker, Tyler Donahue bringing you the South Jersey Group 2 Championship here at Rowan University. A man in motion, trickles to the far side. High snap, and there's movement on Cedar Creek.
Everybody moved except the center that time. He missed the snap count. Everybody was in motion, and the ball did not come.
Northern Burlington will take on Delsey in Group 3 at 4 o'clock here at Rowan, followed by Kingsway against Timber Creek to wrap up championship weekend at this location.
Dangerous territory for Cedar Creek here, Mike, being down 15 points in the ball, the shadowed own goal line here.
Yeah, first and 15 now at their own 10. And it's a tight formation. We've seen 5 wides from them all day. And now they bring a tight formation. They give it to Melton. Melton off left tackle. Tries to get back to the line of scrimmage. He's just short. Pick up about 4. They ran that play against St. Augustine a couple times, and that really got them back into that game where Keith Alston kind of goes in motion, and then Melton followed him. I think he hit that one for 2 big plays on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, that was a little variation, except Mitchell kept keeping the ball on the extra point. They used Alston in the same way of going in motion and being a lead blocker.
3:12 and counting. Mitchell breaks the huddle with 5 wide receivers and an empty backfield. Mitchell looking over the middle. Now he's getting out. Rolling to the near side. Throws complete Graves, and Graves is belted at the 26-yard line. It is a first down, but Graves is still down for Cedar Creek. He initially went right up to his head area, and it looked like it could have been some kind of helmet-to-helmet contact. The Cedar Creek trainers are rushing out onto the field for Melton, who is still down for Cedar Creek.
It looks like he's cramped. It looks like he maybe slipped. It looks like a cramp. So looks like hopefully Graves will be okay for Cedar Creek. Stretched out.
Caleb Graves, as a senior, he's a kid who really thought, I think he thought he would have a bigger role on this offense entering the season. Coach Tim Watson really had to encourage him to focus on defensively. We've seen Graves come up with a few big defensive touchdowns over the course of this season, getting to play a role on offense today in limited snaps, and he makes a huge catch, absorbs a big hit. But like you said, I don't think it's a head injury the way they're stretching out his leg, so that is a good thing after you take a hit like that. Big first down grab.
South Jersey's master home builder Brad Haber is developing a single-family home community on 350 beautiful acres of Egg Harbor City. The homes are being built on quarter-acre wooded sites adjacent to Cedar Creek High School. And while the exteriors of the homes pay tribute to the traditional turn-of-the-century residents, the interiors are modern. Because the neighborhoods of Cedar Creek is being developed in full respect of the natural pinelands and is designed as a smart growth area by the state of New Jersey, home buyers are eligible for a series of irresistible financial incentives unavailable anywhere else in Atlantic County. Visit bradhaberhomes.com for information on neighborhoods of Cedar Creek. Really building that whole Cedar Creek area out right in front of the school there. There's really a lot of civic pride comes into an area when there's a new high school, and you're seeing that with Egg Harbor City.
Yeah, they've revitalized the downtown area, and last week the Chamber of Commerce sponsored the whole game for Cedar Creek on 97.3 FM.
Could be 1st and 10 when we return here to action. There's an injury to pull.
Although he's walking a little faster pace as he goes across the field. When he first got up, he's really struggling with it, so hopefully it's loosening up enough, and they'll see what they can do to get him back in the ballgame.
Expect to see more of Amir Mitchell now in his absence, I think.
1st and 10, ball at the 26. West Deptford is into this game. You can hear them erupting in front of us. They send a man in motion, Lasana Tour in the game. Mitchell back to throw, steps up, plenty of time. He fires, and it is complete on the far sideline for a first down. Nolan Seward makes the catch. Complete for about 11, and a first down for Cedar Creek, but another throw that kind of is floated out there.
Yeah, I think he had to drop it over the linebacker, but again, he hung in a pocket so long. Went through his progressions, got a little pressure, didn't panic, and ended up making a good throw for a first down.
1st and 10, ball at the 39. 4 wide receivers. Melton in the backfield. They hand it to Melton. Melton bounces to the outside. Little stiff arm, and he is tackled after a gain of about 1. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, they're not letting him bounce at all today. Good job by West Deptford keeping him contained as he bounces in the middle and tries to get to the outside and outrun people. Have not let him yet.
Cedar Creek still comfortable running a huddle, not really ramping up the tempo quite yet. Expect that the score remains the same much longer. You will see Coach Isgro try to push the tempo offensively.
2nd and 8, ball at the 41. Mike Hill, Steve Parker, Tyler Donahue here on 97.3 ESPN. Matt Ulmer providing video if you're watching it at 97.3ESPN.com. Mitchell with an empty backfield, looking. Flushed out of the pocket as he rolls to the near side. He's got a man, and he fires it incomplete. Lasana Tour had a linebacker on him, but the linebacker came up, and that freed him up, but he was on the run. He couldn't get it there.
That's the second time. The last play, the same thing happened. Once he breaks contain, that linebacker has to make a decision. Good decision done by Mitchell. Didn't get it to him, but, he comes up, you drop it over his head, he stays back, he tucks it and runs.
I think that's a good decision by Mitchell. That one's just a 2nd and 8 incomplete pass. It could have been a lot worse if he tries to force something across his body.
Again, he just seems so comfortable with the pressure. He doesn't panic at all. He's still looking downfield as he runs.
3rd and 8. 5 wide receivers. Seward in the near side slot. Mitchell throwing. He's got a man, Amir Mitchell, and it's complete at the 20. Amir Mitchell, and you can see the defender. He wanted a little push off there.
Boy, there's a little push and shove.
A little push off is right, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Alex Hiltman was the defender on the play, and he was like, oh, how do you think he caught that ball?
Yeah.
Guys, it looked like there was a little push off, but I'll tell you, for a freshman, Amir Mitchell did a good job of squaring and catching that ball.
That was pretty heady to get that little arm out and get a little, get a little room there.
6'2" freshman wide receiver playing ball with his brother. That's the stuff you write up on, in the backyard 10 years ago.
1st and 10, ball at the 16, 1:25 to play in the third. Mitchell keeps it himself, up the middle, walks right over a defender and gets to about the 5.
Fortunately, has a flag, and that's in the hold area, and that's what it's going to be.
Well, there was Nick Sacco laying on the ground, and Joe Funk, Mitchell just kind of stepped over. Yeah. So one of those guys must be drugged to the ground.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think the officials done a real good job letting them play today. They really have.
We haven't talked about him once.
That's
usually a good thing, right?
If there's a hold, it's a hold. No problem there. But I tell you, they let them play. There's been some contact and, maybe couple late hits a couple times, but they let them play the game. I got to give them a lot of credit. Both teams are playing hard and, hasn't taken away anything from the flow of the game.
Especially when you got a crowd mic going. It's always good when no one's on the officials' case too much.
Good point.
1st and 18 from the spot at the 24. Melton in motion. Mitchell in an empty backfield. Mitchell looking, surveying, rolls. Still looking, over the middle, and it is.
Should be a catch. Should be a touchdown.
It's either intercepted or a touchdown. Both the receiver and the defender have it, and it's going to be called an interception.
Wow.
Nolan Seward had it, and Connor Smith had it at the same time.
Tough call there. Looked like we had simultaneous possession. They let him wrestle for it. It looked like on the ground a little bit.
Right, simultaneous possession. We all know where that came in earlier this year.
Seattle.
And that looked like a similar situation.
It did. Exactly. It looked like in Seattle. They took it away from the guy that had the ball. 3rd interception thrown by Damon Mitchell today.
Another great effort by Damon Mitchell. He escapes the pressure, finds time, and it looked like he had Nolan Seward open there for a moment. And like we said, Seward came down with the ball in his hands along with the defender. Ref determines it's West Deptford football, and that is about as big of a swing of momentum as you can find in this game.
2nd interception in the end zone for West Deptford to end a Cedar Creek possession. Owens up the middle, and he stopped immediately.
I don't think that's Owens. I don't think he's back in the game. Is he?
Blackwell makes the stop. We'll have to see who's checked in at that lead running back position. I don't see Owens at the table.
No, I don't.
No Isaiah Graves either.
Sideline.
No Graves either.
Oh, there's Owens. He is on the sideline, so he is not in the game.
Yeah, he's wrapped. He's got a wrap bandage around his head. I know Khalib Graves has.
They're going to let the clock run down here to end the 3rd quarter. So, in the 3rd quarter, the score, West Deptford 35, Cedar Creek 20. You're listening to the South Jersey Group 2 Finals on 97.3 ESPN FM.
And, Mike, only one score in that quarter.
And it didn't come from Cedar Creek.
Down 15 here to open the 4th quarter of this South Jersey Group 2 championship game.
I'm getting texts from Cedar Creek fans who claim they've seen a photographer who was right in the end zone, claims that Cedar Creek
Zapruder film is already popping up, huh?
Yeah, they said they have a picture of Cedar Creek having a ball, so that'll be a little controversial.
2nd and 11. Owens back in the game, and he's wrestled down at around the 20-yard line. Trey Blackwell in there for the Pirates. Trey Blackwell, you mentioned just a sophomore, so he'll be back here, and he's a kid who's 300 plus, but he comes to the sideline laterally to make that play.
6'2", 332 sophomore. I mean, that's really anchoring your defensive line for a couple years.
And if it's possible for someone of that size to be nimble, he is pretty nimble. I'm not sure if he's a wrestler, but he has wrestling material written all over him.
Is there a 332 weight class?
Heavyweight goes very far.
Inside trap. What a step up by Voss, and he blows up that play. And Connor Smith gets driven back to the turf at around the 15-yard line. They'll probably give him forward progress at about the 21.
West Deptford clearly in control of the momentum in this one. We got another entry.
Fourth down, fellas. So finally, Cedar Creek gets a 3-and-out stop. They went 3-and-out on their first possession of the game and haven't since. And they finally get one in a spot they really needed one. There is a player down for Cedar Creek, and it
help escort him off to the sideline. I'm not sure we'll see Amir Mitchell again today.
4th down and 9. Cornelius will punt. Cedar Creek waiting to receive this punt back at around the 45, their own 45. The ball bounces at the 45. It rolls past the 50, and it's picked up by Seward. Seward at the 50, crosses to the 45-yard line, and he got skated through a couple of defenders.
That's a heady play there. I mean, that ball could have bounced another 10, 15 yards. He played the hop just right.
Got to feel that one.
Yep.
Now, we're getting a lot of questions on our Twitter page at 97.3 ESPN. People want to know about the simultaneous possession. From where we're sitting, it looked like they both kind of caught the ball at the same time, and there was a wrestle for it on the ground. That's where the simultaneous possession is. Who had it first, and did they wrestle for it once it got to the ground? If Cedar Creek catches that ball first, you would think that they should have had the ball.
Interesting to see if we have any pictures in the paper tomorrow.
Mitchell and shotgun, 5 wide receivers. He keeps it himself up the middle, and he is hit and met, and Cornelius drives him backwards.
Who said kickers can't hit?
Wow. Boy, that's the first time they've stopped that play like that all day.
It was almost like a blitz. They almost blitzed and filled that hole.
Yep. And he is a defensive, he is listed as a linebacker, and I'll tell you what, he filled like a linebacker should there.
2nd down and 11, ball at the 47-yard line. Cedar Creek breaks the huddle with Seward in the far side slot, Melton on the far side, 5 wide in all. Empty backfield. Mitchell to throw. He's got pressure up the middle. Eludes. Now he tucks. Gets to the outside. He's brought down at the 45-yard line. He picks up about 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Kevin DeCesar, again, we've called his name key tackles throughout this game.
Pressure came up the middle from Nick Sacco and flushed Mitchell out of the pocket. Tick, tick, tick. 9:34 remaining. They're down 2 scores.
Is this 4-down territory with 9 minutes left?
Absolutely, in their side of the field, yeah. And with the pressure they've been getting up the middle, I would love to see a screenplay right here. This is the time to do it.
3rd and 9. Mitchell in a shotgun, 5 wide receivers. Barking out the signals. Back to throw. Mitchell with time. He runs out a little dump over the middle. Melton puts a move on to the 40 and gets up to near 1st down yardage now. We'll see where the spot is.
They're moving the chains.
A move to get to, they move it back. Now it's going to be close, but it looks like a 1st down still, short of the 35-yard line, but it is a 1st down. Boy, he made a nice individual effort.
A little shake and bake basketball move there, and all he got was air.
Shiftiness came through in a big way right there for Mr. Melton.
1st down and 10 at the 36, and that might have prolonged their season a little longer here. Let's see what happens on this 1st down. 8:44 to play in the ball game. Mitchell stares over this West Deptford defense with an empty backfield. Mitchell to throw, standing there. Now he's going to tuck and run. Mitchell crosses the 30, falls forward to the 25-yard line, and he's near 1st down yardage yet again.
Boy, big hold. Good job by the offensive line in taking the pass rush and pushing it outside. Mitchell made a real good decision to step up to the hole and take off.
Isaiah Graves, or Caleb Graves, back on the field, by the way.
9 yards on the play. 2nd and 1. Do you take a shot down the field here?
You still got plenty of time, 8:06, and they're trying to throw the ball over top. They've been intercepted twice. So I think they'll just keep picking.
2nd and 1. Mitchell with 5 wides. Back to throw. He fires it into the flat. Caught. 20, 15, up to the 10. Zach Newman in the slot. One of the faster players on that Cedar Creek team.
Yeah, that might be 2nd or 3rd. You're back to your 2nd, 3rd, backups there. You're really getting down in the tree here, and he did a real nice job here. You said of yards after catch, which has been big for Cedar Creek.
Zach Newman patrols left field for me.
That's right.
On my Atlantic Shore All-Star team.
There you go.
And he was the fastest man at the World Series 2 years ago. So I know he's got good speed out there in the slot. They send a man in motion, Graves. Mitchell fakes it to Graves, keeps it himself. He's hit at the 10. He rolls and spins forward He's short of the 5-yard line. It's going to bring up a second down. Now you're in that 7-minute territory. You got to score and get the ball back here and get 2-point conversion. You're down by 15.
Yeah, still got plenty of time. The whole thing is you're going to have to get a stop after you score. That's the key.
West Deptford defensive lineman Brian Garrison there. Great job of peeking off his blocker and came up and made the stop.
A little surprised, as you said earlier, Mike, that they haven't gone to the hurry-up offense they have. They have a speed offense that they've run quite a bit this year.
Pickup of 2 on that play. It's 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 8. 2nd and goal at the 8 for Cedar Creek. Mitchell hands to Melton. Melton to the outside. He cuts it up. Now he bounces to the outside yet again. 10, 5 to the corner, and he's short of the end zone. And he gets out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. Inside the 5, right about the 4.5.
3rd and goal from the 4.5. One thing the clock does stop at 6:32, which is an advantage there.
These are virtually their season. These 2 plays right here stand between Cedar Creek having a shot to win this championship and virtually ending their season.
I'll be shocked if Mitchell does not keep the ball and go up somewhere and do the option where he has the opportunity to pick his hole.
Alston in motion. They give it to Mitchell. Mitchell keeps and backing his way in for a touchdown.
The linesman on this side of the field gave a little balk move there. He went halfway up, and then they did give it to him.
They moved Alston in motion. Mitchell took it and followed Alston right up there and got a nice block on the play by Pat Lynch, the guard, to lead the way for Cedar Creek.
4 rushing touchdowns for Damon Mitchell facing his final quarter as a Cedar Creek Pirate. What a big-time drive by him.
Another 2-point conversion here as they need 1 2-point conversion as they are down now 9.
35-26 is the score. 6:27 on the clock. It's a big conversion here for Cedar Creek. Mitchell sends a man in motion to the near side. They hand it, they flip it to Melton, who's looking for a block. He's hitting the corner, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. Gary Melton.
And did you see who provided that block? Damon Mitchell.
We talked about the speed there also,
Yep.
and I'll tell you what, he put it in another gear.
So with 6:27 left to play here in the football game, West Deptford 35, Cedar Creek 28. This is the Group 2 State Championship on 97.3 ESPN FM.
What a drive for these Cedar Creek Pirates. You have to think about the adrenaline pumping. Damon Mitchell right now, he sees his younger brother go down with what looks to be a game-ending injury, takes the field and just leads his team down, a couple big 3rd down pickups, and then throws a huge block to spring the running back for a 2-point conversion there. And suddenly 1-possession game, 6:27 remaining in the game.
I know one thing, the defensive coordinators made some adjustments at halftime. I mean, we've seen, 2 touchdowns in the second half after having 7 in the first half. So, give them credit. They made the adjustments in the defense that stepped up. Although Cedar Creek twice have, sort of shot themselves in the foot with the interceptions. They have moved the ball. They have not punted this half, I don't believe.
It's been a game worthy of a South Jersey championship game, that's for certain. Both teams leaving it all on the line.
How's that St. A's Cedar Creek feeling to the game, the 41-40 Thanksgiving Day game?
Yeah, never over.
Don't forget, Tom Williams and Tony Blum up next from the College of New Jersey with St. Joe's and St. Mary's after this one. They're going to go for the onside kick. It takes a Cedar Creek bounce, but it goes out of bounds. That thing bounced and kind of corkscrewed backwards.
Yeah, I don't know if that was onside or he just sort of looked like one of my 6-irons.
I didn't want to be the one to. I didn't want to be the one to say it. I wasn't sure if that was onside either, and if it was onside, I'm a little surprised by that decision.
Yeah, I don't think it was. Like I said, I think he just maybe didn't hit it, and now real good position in the 44-yard line, field position for West Deptford. And again, the defense has got to step up here.
So Cedar Creek with 3 timeouts and 6:27 on the clock. Wing T look for West Deptford. And they give it on the wing here. Coming to the near side is Smith at the 40, 30, and pushed out of bounds and around the 15-yard line. Connor Smith by Zach Newman.
Again, the fake inside to Owens. Everybody collapses, and I'll tell you, convoy of blockers around the right end. Big play for West Deptford. Connor Smith, what a great call. Great call that time by the coaching staff of West Deptford. And Clyde Folsom, heady coach, been around a long time, and I'll tell you, that was a big play there.
Tom Doherty with specifically a huge block on the edge there that really sprung the run.
1st and 10 at the 16. Now they give to Owens off right tackle. Owens keeps the feet moving. And he is at about the 13-yard line, gain of about 3.
Cedar Creek is pulling at the ball, trying to get a turnover here. They have not had any in this game. Losing that battle 3-0.
Matt Conover makes the stop for the Pirates. 2nd down and 6, pick up of 4. 5:52 and counting. At what stage do you start using timeouts?
Well, I think you wait till about the 3-minute mark here. You know, if they score, you're going to need them all to go your hurry-up offense. But I'll tell you, right now, it's just they have not been able to stop in key situations, West Deptford. And this is, 5:44 left in the ball game. Big time. They'll start using the clock a little bit here too, Mike.
5:39 and counting. Owens in the backfield. They send a man in motion. They give it to Owens off tackle. Owens rumbles, and it looks like he has a 1st down.
Yeah, inside the 5, and shocked if anybody besides Mr. Owen touches the ball here the next couple plays. He has just been, the difference in his ball game.
He has really softened him up in the middle, and then Connor Smith has had a couple of really big runs.
The reason I think they'll go inside to him, Mike, because when you do that fake, and you go to the sweep sometimes, the ball handle, you're more susceptible to
ball
fumble.
Security,
exactly. Here, I think you give it to the big guy.
They give it to the big guy. Owens rumbles, leans, and falls forward for a touchdown, West Deptford. So they answer right back. A short kick that goes out of bounds, and it only gives them about 55 yards to have to go. And it leads to a West Deptford touchdown.
5 touchdowns for Owens in the game.
Yeah, the kick was key, as you said. A short kick gave him a short field. Big play by Smith, and then they just gave the ball to Owens. And, wow, what's he going to be like as a senior next year?
Yeah. The kick by Cornelius is up, and it's good. 5:01 left to play in the football game. West Deptford 42, Cedar Creek 28 on 97.3 ESPN. Ever dream about mountains of pot roast or meatloaf just like Mom used to make? Then take a bite out of Golden Corral's daily luncheon and dinner buffet and turn your dreams into a reality. Golden Corral is all your home-style favorites: fried chicken, mashed potatoes, fresh baked rolls, and chocolate fountain that flows all day long. Hand-carved steak, now part of your daily dinner buffet. Make your food dreams come true at Golden Corral, Black Horse Pike at the Shore Mall.
Well, all their timeouts left, and they have it. Like I said, they're definitely. You're going to see Cedar Creek go to that hurry-up offense, that fire offense that they run, and they've run very well at times. But they've got to get first downs, as you said. It only took West Deptford to answer that touchdown about 1 minute and 26 seconds. So that was really a hot stick in the eye there for Cedar Creek after coming and making a 1-score possession.
Really a tough day for the defense here. We mentioned it in the pregame about Calvin Cass. He had 50 carries. They just couldn't stop him, and it was a similar ending here score-wise. We don't know if the similar ending result-wise. 42-28 to score. Cedar Creek trails. They hope to get the football back. Cornelius kicks, received at about the 20, 25, bounces to the 30, 35, so a good return for the Pirates. Bringing the ball back is Caleb Graves.
Owens essentially pulled a disappearing act there in the third quarter, compared to what he did in the first half, but here he is again looking energized. 5 rushing touchdowns, over 200 yards churned on the ground today, and he's been a force. We'll see if his star counterpart, Damon Mitchell, can lead a rally here late.
4:56 and counting. Once this snap goes off, They do have 3 timeouts, so a quick strike is needed here. Damon Mitchell in a shotgun 5 wide receiver set. Mitchell back to throw. Plenty of time. Sets one up over the middle, and Graves catches it, but down he goes immediately at the 39-yard line. Pick up a 4.
Again, dropping all those people in coverage, let them catch the ball, make the short tackle.
Well, the timing on those routes are so important. You got to hit a man in motion so he can continue to move.
Very surprised that they're going back in the huddle here. Clock running, 4:32, down 2 scores.
Yeah, you wonder at what point do you start picking up the pace.
Yeah, I think it's past time myself, but we'll see what happens.
2nd and 6. Ball at the 39. 5 wide receivers. They give a handoff to Graves, and now Graves going to chuck it down the field, and it is nearly intercepted. Tries to get it to Amir Mitchell, who's back in the game. It was broken up, it looks like, by Cornelius, who's limping.
Nearly intercepted, nearly caught, then nearly intercepted again. Nice throw by Graves. That was the 2 players trying to hook up there who left the game with injury in this half. Nice job by West Deptford's secondary, staying disciplined there and not letting themselves off track.
3rd and 6. 5 wide receivers. 4:04 on the game clock. Melton in motion. Mitchell to throw. Steps up, fires, and is complete over the middle. Graves makes a move, 40, 35, and down he goes. 1st down yardage. So Cedar Creek now, they're starting to hustle up to the ball.
Yep, clock stops while they set the chains. Get your play, get on the line of scrimmage, ready to go.
1st and 10 for Cedar Creek at the 35. They're running out of time here with 3:52 and counting. Mitchell takes the snap, steps up. He's going to keep it himself. Bounces to the outside, and down he goes.
They can't afford that. Can't afford getting tackled inbounds. Got to throw that one away if nobody's open.
Big sack there on the play. 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 35, 3:22 and counting. Low snap, Mitchell gets it. Fires, complete. Mitchell catches, and he is hit immediately, and down he goes to the 30.
Again, no first down, block running. Might want to use a timeout.
And Amir Mitchell needs some help getting up.
Unfortunate series of events there for Cedar Creek. A sack and then just a modest gain on the catch, and that keeps the clock running.
3rd and 5.
I'm sorry, can't take those timeouts home with you, Mike. They're in your pocket. You might as well use them.
Back to throw Mitchell. He's going to keep it. Nope, now he pulls it back and completes the pass over the middle to Khalib Graves.
Savvy play there by Damon Mitchell. As you said, got outside the pocket, linebacker came up, dropped it over his head.
Graves knows what to do with it, heads right for the sidelines, picks up a few yards, most importantly, stops the clock.
Yep, the time is a lot more valuable than the extra yards right now.
1st and 10, ball at the 20, 2:41.
The thing they don't want to do is complete a pass less than 10 yards right now.
5 wide, shotgun. Mitchell looking, pumps again, fires over the middle, complete to Seward, and Seward drops it.
Yeah, he was looking to get in the end zone because he was wide open, just took his eye off, was running before he caught it there. Tough break there.
Seward was settled in for a few seconds there. He was waiting for Mitchell to find him. Mitchell, a couple pump fakes. He finally locates Seward, hits him, and as you mentioned, the classic turning your head before you corral the ball.
Again, Damon Mitchell showing great patience sitting back there and just waiting for the receiver to come open.
Mitchell with 5 wides again in a shotgun. Back to throw. Good protection all day. He throws it over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted by Cornelius. Cornelius intercepts it in the end zone, and that should be it. West Deptford will get the football back.
That was the first time they got pressure, Kyle. They actually hit him as they released the ball, calling causing the ball to go high.
Mitchell did not want to take the sack on that play. He instead looks for the end zone. That's the third interception for this West Deptford defense in the end zone. Fourth interception of Damon Mitchell overall. And that just about locks this one up for the West Deptford Eagles, who look to be just a few moments away, 2:26 in fact, from securing a South Jersey Group 2 championship.
And how ironic, the final score ends this way, that Cedar Creek loses 2 ball games, giving up 42 and 41 points.
They'll give it to Owens to try to run some clock here, and he's picked up and flipped over at the 20-yard line in the backfield. Zach Newman steps up and makes the play for Cedar Creek. No timeout being taken here by Cedar Creek, and it appears that they have understood their fate here today. Second down and 11. They send a man in motion. They pitch it to the motion man, and Cornelius goes down. It looks like Zach Newman comes up and gets him again. And this time Cedar Creek calls timeout. That's about 30 to 40 seconds that they just let click off the clock.
Yeah, it's tough being down 2 scores with 1:34 left. Clock is your enemy. You want to save as much time as possible there, and I guess they were hoping for a turnover possibly there. And they did pitch the ball, which surprised me, Tyler.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tim Watson, such a passionate coach, a great leader. Mike, you had a chance to play with him. One thing else he is above all else is a classy individual. He plays the game with class, and now he coaches with class. And, it is a tough situation. Do you want to burn these timeouts with this amount of time left? Maybe you feel like you owe it to your players to give them a chance to make a play here. As long as West Deptford's running the football, there's a chance they could lose the ball.
Correct. And you said I had the pleasure of coaching with Tim Watts for a couple of years, and he is absolutely a class individual. The kids really identify with him. Tim, playing for the Seattle Seahawks and playing some major college ball, the kids really, and he has such a personality. The kids really adhere to his coaching ability, and he's very innovative. He has drills and things that keep them interested at all times. And Tim Watson, what a great year Cedar Creek's had, and what a great year Tim Watson done as a leader of that program.
Talk about a foundation.
By the way, it was Joe Diaco, his third interception on that play. I said Cornelius, but it was Diaco who made the third pick in the end zone.
He's got a touchdown, also a big touchdown.
Third and 15. They hand it off. And Connor Smith, it looks like he had a first down, and if he does, that would be the ball game.
We talked about Connor Smith at the outset being one of their running backs. And I'll tell you what, he's got a 9-yard average this year. It's got to be off of the fake to Owens and carries for him. He had 1,029 yards.
They're going to measure this, and if it's a first down, you would think that would be ready for the knees. Cedar Creek 10-1, West Deptford 11-0, unbeaten here at Rowan University in this Group 2 final.
I believe this is 21 games in a row that West Deptford's won also, which has got to be one of the longest winning streaks, if not the longest in South Jersey.
West Deptford beat Sterling 31-7 in the first round, then Woodstown 28-7 to get here. Cedar Creek knocked off Cinnaminson 34-7 and then beat Willingboro 41-3 last week to set up this showdown between number 1 and number 2. And Cedar Creek today, it looks like they are going to come up just a little short.
Cedar Creek's got to be immensely proud of their program, though, Mike and Kyler. This is, you said their first South Jersey final, their third year, their first senior class. And to be up against a storied program like West Deptford and hanging in as long as they did is a credit to the school, the players, and the coaching staff.
1:21 on the clock. They hand it off, and it's Connor Smith again. Trey Blackwell makes the stop for Cedar Creek, and the Pirates call timeout. South Jersey master home builder Brad Haber is developing a single-family home community on 350 beautiful acres of Egg Harbor City. The homes are being built on a quarter-acre wooded sites adjacent to Cedar Creek High School. While the exteriors of homes pay tribute to the traditional turn-of-the-century residents, the interiors are modern because the neighborhoods of Cedar Creek is being developed in full respect of the natural pinelands and is designated as a smart growth area by the state of New Jersey. Home buyers are eligible for a series of irresistible financial incentives unavailable anywhere else in Atlantic County. Visit bradhaberhomes.com for more information on the neighborhoods of Cedar Creek.
This first, inaugural senior class for Cedar Creek will be a foundation to build on. They will be a class that will live on in school history. You talk about some of the seniors that will be departing. Of course, Damon Mitchell, his playing days will continue, and we'll probably be seeing him on the big lights of national television soon. But, Caleb Graves, Gary Melton, those guys will move on. We wish them well.
Absolutely will. They're going to make good
basketball season, too.
Yeah.
Up the middle. Cornelius stopped by Voss.
And again, West Deptford, we talked about Gerald Owens coming back, but also the key to their defense today, it's been Kevin DeCesar. He's only a sophomore. The middle linebacker may have been on a lot of plays. We talked about Josh Cornelius and some of the other players, but I'll tell you, they've got some players coming back. I'm sure they'll be right there in the hunt again next year. This program just reloads.
Yeah, they'll be searching for a fourth consecutive berth in this South Jersey Group 2 championship game next year. And like you said, it appears they have the ammo to do so. Hats off to this West Deptford squad. A big challenge today in Cedar Creek, and they stepped up to the task defensively in the second half.
29 seconds shows on the clock. The cheer you hear behind us is the West Deptford crowd acknowledging that they will be the Group 2 state champions, defeating Cedar Creek. And Cedar Creek's going to go in with that one timeout in their pocket still. They took one there, but didn't take one on the next play. Not that we would think that would have changed the outcome of the game at all.
And Coach Tim Watson's out of defensive huddle. I'm sure he's telling these guys what a year, what a great program we've got going here. He's probably thanking all the kids for their dedication. And it's a tough thing to do, but I'll tell you what, they should be very proud. And there's a lot of seniors out there, as you said, for Cedar Creek.
And Cedar Creek, a known commodity now in the Cape Atlantic League, but coming into this season, you would talk to people, you didn't know what you were going to get from this Pirates squad of the National Conference. Were they going to be a 500 team? Were they going to struggle out the gate? And they just came off soaring, and look how far they got in year number 1 in the Cape Atlantic League.
I would assume a knee will be taken because the offensive coordinator just left the booth here next to me. From West Deptford. They do take a knee, and that will do it. The final score here at Rowan University, the West Deptford Eagles 42 and the Cedar Creek Pirates 28. That will make West Deptford the South Jersey Group 2 state champions, back-to-back seasons for the Eagles here at Rowan University. Congratulations to West Deptford. And a great season comes to an end for the Cedar Creek Pirates. And fellas, it was just, it's one of those things where Cedar Creek was in a situation where they just could not stop the run today. And there was a triple attack that got them. It wasn't just one player really, although Owens led the way. There was 3 guys that were really making plays for West Deptford. It was really hard to decipher who to stop at any given time.
I thought it was pretty equally talented teams. I really do. The turnover battle was the key to this ball game, and the 2 key fourth downs Tyler alluded to. When Cedar Creek doesn't get the ball back, 2 extra possessions West Deptford get, plus the 3 interceptions in the end zone. That's got to be a difference in the ball game, unfortunately.
It all stacks up and against Cedar Creek when you talk about that. But look, West Deptford was in this game 2 years ago and they lost. Cedar Creek should hold their heads high, as you mentioned. Amir Mitchell, what does this kid have in store for us? And in the shadow of his brother, what can we see from him in the future? It's certain that Cedar Creek will be a main contender in the National Conference in the Cape Atlantic League next year. Curious to see what Tim Watson will do, with another entire offseason. His first senior class will depart. They'll have their first chance to reload. And as you mentioned before, this West Deptford team would not be surprising at all if they're back trying to get that three-peat next year the way they just bullied teams this year on the way to a 12-0 season. And Cedar Creek, such a strong year, one loss in conference to St. Augustine by a point in overtime, and then today against a very, very talented West Deptford team.
On a lighter note, you think Cedar Creek would like to let their coaches play? I mean, with Isgro and Kevin Sinclair and,
I do not
Tim
want to play
Watson,
their college, their coaching staff in a flag football game even. That's pretty lethal.
And, there's some good players from Erie College that make up his staff, and they got to give a lot of credit because they're young, they're energetic, and I think that's key for Cedar Creek coming to a new program, having a young, energetic coaches that can relate to the kids.
That is key. And for a guy like Tim, who's had, a lot of experience playing football. Mentioned Mike Isgro, John Rockford played at Miami. Alex Cade was a good tight end. Brandon Bullock, another nice player. They got guys that can say that we played in not only young and energetic, but they played in the league. So they know the rivalries and they know why each team does certain things. You wonder what's ahead for Cedar Creek. This was a very talented senior class that, quite frankly, people were said, wow, you had a lot of guys come together at one time. But now when these guys are gone, can Cedar Creek continue to put out a perennial power? We talked about it on Thanksgiving Day. This was a good Thanksgiving Day this year, but you wonder when St. Augustine is going to keep recruiting, getting players in there, can Cedar Creek continue to put out talented players like this?
It'll be interesting to see. Cedar Creek, is on the map football-wise, and there are players wanting to come there. As Mainland now has a program where they're allowed to get 15 students academically from other schools, and if they happen to be athletes too, that's great. Cedar Creek has like program in their district. They have two programs, academic programs. One's environmental sciences, the other is, I believe, engineering, and they have 2 or 3 really good players that are taking advantage of that because they want the education, but they also want to be part of Tim Watson's football team.
Cedar Creek's athletic department as a whole should be commended for what they've accomplished in just a few years since opening that school. Mike McGee, the athletic director over there, and of course, Fran Rafe, the coach of the women's basketball program, won a state championship last year. And look, a lot of these guys will be back on the basketball court. They'll resume practice. I'm assuming Damon Mitchell plans to go ahead and play his final year of basketball, although when you're committed to a college level football program, that's always a risk. You want to make sure you're good to go and healthy in the next year. But Gary Melton expected to play a little basketball. Caleb Graves played last year. So not the end of the line for these guys athletically, the end of the football season for them and Coach Tim Watson. But the fact is they were playing on the last possible day they could have been playing football today. They made it this far. You can't say that for so many other teams that may have come into the season with much more higher expectations, and congratulations to Cedar Creek again. But most importantly, West Deptford, they're the champions. They're unbeaten, so this is their moment.
Not only that, you keep in mind, that means the Cape Atlantic League so far has been shut out in winning state championships. They do have 2 more opportunities tonight with St. Mary's coming up next on 97.3 ESPN. That game is at the College of New Jersey. And then, of course, Holy Spirit tonight. You would think both those teams have a pretty good shot. St. Joe's probably a very big favorite. Holy Spirit, that game should be a good one against Immaculata. But, the league really changed this year. I heard John Iannucci tell you he's never seen a league like this where they put all the best teams in one conference and put all the lousy teams, not lousy teams, but the teams that have struggled in the other side. He said it led to people just beating each other up all season long. Did you like the change? Absolutely.
You think of every team that had 5 wins in the American Conference got into the playoffs and deep into the playoffs. 5 wins in the other conference, when you're playing, you don't get the power points, they might not have made it. They could have won 7 games and not get in with a power point. So I think it was outstanding for the league. You get the best playing the best, and they'll make adjustments when these teams get better, and we'll move them up and move them back. I applaud them. I think it was a gutsy decision. I think it was the right decision.
I think it gave St. Joe a chance to silence some critics in the American Conference, and I also think that gave Atlantic City a chance to prove itself over and over and over again with some of those American Conference teams. And then the National Conference, you look at what it did for a squad like a Middle Township, who got a chance to go to the playoffs. Bridgeton, who got a chance to go to the playoffs because of the schedule reformatting. This works, I think. And also, if it stays this way, we're expecting that transfer over to the West Jersey Football League. But I would imagine you won't be seeing this Cedar Creek team in the National Conference much longer if they continue and they reshuffle in a couple of years. We'll see how that pans out.
Do you anticipate that West Jersey thing coming to fruition, and do you like it?
It seems to be coming to fruition. You talk to all the athletic directors at Cape Atlantic, I think they're resigned. That's what's going to happen. Do I like it? I don't know. the old Cape Atlantic, back in, I played in the 60s and 70s in Cape Atlantic. It's been around a long time. It'd be sad to see it go by the wayside.
It'd be a shame to see it go. I mean, obviously, they're saying they're going to do their best to keep those Thanksgiving rivalry games intact, regardless of a change. As a former Cape Atlantic League player myself, I am a little shaky on it, but if it's for the good of the league, and the coaches seem to be pretty unanimous on this decision, they know a lot more about the situation than I do, as does Mike Gatley, the president of the Cape Atlantic League. So I have trust in that group and Mr. Gatley as they move forward. Whatever happens, happens. They'll be playing football against the best in the state, no matter what. If they keep playing and keep winning, you get to this point in the season, it doesn't matter what league you come from.
Well, Cedar Creek loses today 42-28 against West Deptford, and they fall in the Group 2 championship game here at Rowan. Coming up next, it's St. Joe's taking on St. Mary's on 97.3 ESPN. That game is live with Tom Williams and Tony Blum from the College of New Jersey. And at 7 o'clock, those guys will be right back, with Holy Spirit taking on Immaculata. So still 2 games left to go here on 97.3 ESPN. So Cedar Creek falls today. But, fellas, you look at, again, this season, was Cedar Creek, well, obviously they lose to St. Augustine. When you look at the end of the season here for this Cape Atlantic League teams, who would you rank, how would you rank the top 5 maybe as the season comes to a close?
Well, obviously St. Joe's got to be one. I mean, I think that goes without question. They've answered all the bells and whistles. They've done what they have to. And, Atlantic City's got to be up there also. I think Atlantic City's program make great strides. St. A's winning the national conference. I mean, there's a lot of teams after 1 and 2 that can be really tightly grouped. Absegami had some good games. They did some good things. So it was a very good year, I think, for the Cape Atlantic League.
Yeah, look, I've been racking that in my brain trying to figure it out because there's a lot of discrepancy between the two conferences. You can't necessarily go just based off record. I would certainly put St. Joe in that top spot. Atlantic City probably falls into the second slot. And then you're right, it is a toss-up. I really like the way Absegami handled itself throughout the season. A lot of offensive firepower. They fall victim to Jared McBride-led comeback there in the first round of the Group 5 playoffs in Atlantic City. So I'll put Absegami in that third spot. Holy Spirit, the way their defense has played. I would love to see Holy Spirit and Cedar Creek play. I thought that would have been a great matchup because probably the strongest consistent defense that we have in the Cape Atlantic League right now is Holy Spirit, and then just the most potent firepower offense has been Cedar Creek, mainly because of their quarterback, Damon Mitchell. I think you got to throw Cedar Creek and then St. Augustine in the conversation as well. It's hard to come down with that top 5 concrete, but a great effort on behalf of all the Cape Atlantic League teams. It's been a pleasure covering them throughout the season.
Don't forget, high school basketball begins in the 15th with tip-off weekend. Tom Williams will have that, and Tyler Donahue will have high school hoops tonight starting Thursday night, the 13th. We're going to go to the College of New Jersey coming up next with Tom Williams and Tony Blum. We'll have the call from St. Joe's and St. Mary's. From Rowan, once again, the final score, West Deptford Eagles 42 and the Cedar Creek Pirates 28. For Tyler Donahue and Steve Parker, Matt Ulmer, who provided the live video footage on 97.3 ESPN.com. Scott Ewing back at the station, pushing all the buttons. I'm Mike Gill. So long for now. We'll talk to you in basketball season. Still looking over the middle, and it is